Hey, Mike here from Showboys. We're excited to bring you Showboys Gaming, a YouTube channel created for you to enjoy our exclusive gaming content. Anything from live streams to gaming videos will be found here. Go subscribe now so you don't miss out on any Showboys gaming content.
Hi, I'm Becca.
And I'm Mike.
And we're the Courtneys.
We're the hosts of a new marriage and relationship centered podcast called Couple Conversations. We're not here to give marriage or relationship advice, but instead we're just going to have some honest and thought-provoking conversations about our relationship.
After 10 years of marriage and the chaos of parenting, business ownership, and being content creators, we thought it was important to focus on dating each other and keep the spark alive in our marriage so when we're old and wrinkly, we still enjoy each other's company.
Each week we'll be going through a series of questions to have honest conversations about our relationship, as well as occasionally be joined by other couples to hear their stories and advice. We just want to share the things that we've learned along our journey and remind you all to continue to date your spouse.
So join us every other Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, beginning October 8th, and join the conversation.
Hey, Nick from Showboys here, and I want to invite you to become a member of the Showboys Discord. Our Discord is the one-stop shop for all things Showboys, from announcements to fun conversations, and of course, memes. Come get to know the Showboys staff and our growing community of pop culture fanatics. We have something for just about anyone.
Hey, Mike from Showboys here, and I wanted to let you know about the Showboys merch shop. Go check out our classic collection featuring our classic Showboys logo. You'll find a variety of products ranging from phone cases to tumblers and coffee mugs, and of course, t-shirts and hoodies. Head over to linktr.ee/showboyspodcast for the link to the shop. So what are you waiting for? Head over to the Showboys merch shop, help support the podcast, and grab yourself some Showboys swag.
Hi, my name is Siv, and I'm a proud partner of the Showboys stream team. I'm what you call a variety streamer. What that means is I play a bunch of different styles of games, from platformers and shooters to fighters and survival horror. We rarely play the same games twice, and it's normally a game I don't know anything about. What this means for you is fresh and interesting content, live on the regular. And if you're the kind of person who prefers to watch at their leisure, we have a YouTube channel where we upload content daily. I mean, with so many options, why haven't you joined the civilization yet?
What's up, guys? Chad from Showboys. Just wanted to remind you that we have officially launched our Patreon. Head over to Patreon and check out the exclusive content offered for each tier. From the ability to recommend a topic for the show, exclusive Patreon-only episodes, the chance to appear on an episode as a guest, and much more. With tiers starting at only $1 a month, you can help support our growing community and help us continue to bring our amazing content directly to your lovely little ears.
Chad, and Joe. How you guys doing tonight? We'll start with Joe. I never specify who I'm asking, but I'm asking Joe first this time.
I am super fine. Having a stressful week at work, going through some schooling, and that all ends tomorrow. And I'm going to say it's going to be really hard because now that your microphone is always glowing, I'm always going to think I'm about to interrupt you.
Right? Yeah.
How are you, Chad?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Now I can hear you, so I'm much happier.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were like silent there for the beginning part. I don't know what happened.
Oh. Maybe YouTube got to us like
Yeah, they're on us, aren't they?
Start of the episode.
They knew it right from the beginning.
Yeah. So, if you're not aware, our Game of Thrones season 1 video was unjustly removed from YouTube right after we went live. But don't fret, it's back up. So if you like Joe, only caught a portion of it and went to look for it the next day and could not find it, it's there now. We also have the audio version up, so feel free to listen to my first thoughts and reactions to the first viewing of season 1 of Game of Thrones. And yeah, I'm glad we're doing that, by the way, before we get into tonight's episode. I'm glad I'm finally forced to watch this show.
Me
it's
too.
Great.
So happy.
I watched it back when it first came out. I was working on the rigs, and the safety guy would be like, come over to my trailer. So I'd go over to the safety guy's trailer and watch Game of Thrones pretty much. If I was working or not, I was over there.
Nice.
they'd be like, Joe, we need you to come make sure all the paperwork's in order, and it would take roughly like an hour and 10 minutes.
Love it. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for you, Mike. I'm totally jealous you get to experience it all from the beginning.
Yes.
Wish I could erase my brain and start over.
my boss at work actually was just saying that today. He was like, man, I wish I could go back and rewatch it not knowing anything about it.
Yeah, dude. Such a good show.
Hi, Amy. How are you? Thanks for hanging out.
What's up?
Yeah, it's been great. And I was taking our 10-month-old upstairs for her bath today. And I was like, Lady Courtney, let me draw you a bath.
I love it.
Lady Logan of House Courtney. But yeah, so we're here. It's another Thursday, another episode. We're gonna have, I was looking when I was making the episode folder and driving stuff. We went like a lot of months without having a regular old What's Playing episode. And now we have back-to-back What's Playing episodes.
Yeah.
So tonight we're just chilling, hanging out with our friend Joe, and we're gonna be talking about the games that we've been playing recently, which is always a good time. Chad, as always, is plowing through games. Joe, as always, is plowing through games.
I'm trying.
And I've been playing quite a few myself, so it should be a fun episode. Might give you some new fodder for your backlogs, or maybe not. My backlog is ever growing, and sometimes it's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, mine's the same way, dude. I gave up on my backlog a long time ago, and I still just continue buying old games for what I'm ever gonna buy, play them. But like I said in the one episode, I don't know what kind of mood I'm gonna be in here in 6 years from now. I might want to play that really weird Tribes of Midgard or whatever they're giving away on PlayStation this month.
I've bought more new games this year than I probably have in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, that's funny because I feel like the case should definitely be the same for me as well, because there's just been an absurd amount of games coming out this year, but it's not. I've literally only bought Horizon. Oh, I guess I bought Triangle Strategy as well. But
can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, but I don't know. It feels weird that I haven't bought an Elden Ring. I've played Elden Ring, but I have not purchased it, and it just feels really odd.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget. Oh, it was we were talking about the Mario Kingdom or Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle sequel.
Yeah.
It's coming out soon because I've been streaming that one, the first one. and I think it was BioCiv was like, "Are you gonna get the sequel?" And I was like, I'm very tempted to, but I like. I'm gamer on a budget over here, and I don't know. Well, I do remember the last game I bought at full price was Pokemon Legends Arceus, but before that, I can't recall the last time I was like, you know what, this game just came out today or this week. I must buy it.
So don't forget about that Patreon.
Yeah.
Yes. Check out Showboys Patreon page and sign up so Mike can buy some more games when they come out.
Yeah, I definitely used to buy practically every major release that came out, but for whatever reason this year I don't know, I'm lacking. My issue is I'm hitting the backlog maybe a little too heavy, and I need to maybe focus a little bit more on the games that are actually coming out, because I'm apparently the only person around here besides Joe who plays the new games. So,
and this is a first for me. Like when I first got my computer, I bought it off a buddy, and he had like his Steam catalog on here, and like so I had the BioShock series on my backlog, and they were all on here, and I was like, oh, here we go. And I didn't know what I was missing with those games. Those were all very amazing.
Oh, dude, I tell you, I feel like I probably bring it up on the show a lot, but that's one of the series that I totally missed, and I need to correct.
Free on Epic right now.
Free on Epic, really?
Yeah, the BioShock collection. Let me check. Let me browse Discord real quick.
I know yesterday it was. I can't remember, but I put it in the Discord. What free game it was? It was something good.
Yeah. So
Borderlands 3. It ended this morning at 11, so I'm not sure what replaced it.
Yeah, I wanted to play. I never got into the Borderlands games, but they've always enticed me. But I don't know.
I haven't played 3, but the first 2 are really fun.
Yeah, they look really fun, and I love cell shaded graphics as like my jam. So
I love the graphics, and I love the gameplay. I like the guns. It was just, I don't know, too many fart jokes.
Yeah.
That seems like right up your alley, though.
That's true.
It is. It's the BioShock collection is
Epic
free
Games
until the 2nd.
Yep.
June 2nd. Now we've dated the episode.
Yeah, I think I was waiting for like a PS5 remaster of it, or a remaster at all, and I think they did. I think they released a remastered collection of them. But I was looking for something similar to Mass Effect, because that was one of the games that I missed as well, and I was able to correct that with that remaster, which I'm glad I did, because those games are amazing. So I'm sure BioShock is just as good. But
man, Mass Effect, that's another great one.
Yeah, you need to get to 2 and 3 there, huh?
I know. I think that's going to be my next stream game. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle was my short palette cleanse on my stream.
Yeah,
and we're getting close to beating that, and I think it'll be Mass Effect 2 time.
Oh man, I'm excited for you.
Do
you got the remastered ones, right?
Yeah, and I don't want to talk about it because though I did buy them on sale.
Oh yeah,
50% off. Like 13 days after I did that, they went up on Game Pass.
Game Pass.
And I was subscribed to Game Pass, so I was like,
right.
But either way, I'm glad I got it, because I had a lot of fun playing the first one, and
you're not subscribed to Game Pass now, so you would have lost them anyway, right?
Correct.
That's
Coffee
fair.
Dog says Joe's boss at Elden Ring. That's right. We are in the presence of the world's #1 ASMR Elden Ring streamer.
Yeah, I'm really good at the Elden Ring. I make them guys just die every time. It's ridiculous.
I think the bosses they don't know how to handle your ASMR taunting before you fight them. So
that's what it is, because they're used to people screaming at them.
Yeah.
And when you come in there with that soft voice, it just screws them all up.
They should actually make a game where you have to be quiet in order to be stealthy.
Oh, there is a game.
Could you see Ames trying to play that thing?
I thought one of the Resident
She would not
Evil
be able
games?
to.
I'm not sure.
I thought one of the Resident Evil games, or maybe it was Outlast. I don't know. Let me look it up. I know that there's something where you have to be quiet in the mic of the controller in order to stay stealthy.
It's interesting.
I can't remember what system it was for. It might have been like GameCube. There was a game where the more scared you got, the more the game started to mess with you and like would act like it shut off and reset, and the Nintendo thing would come back on.
Oh, that's Metal Gear Solid.
Was it Metal Gear Solid? I don't think it was. It was I think it was a fear-based game, and all of a sudden on your screen it would come up like your controller's unplugged or something like that.
Yeah. That's the Psycho Mantis boss fight in Metal Gear Solid you're thinking of. Or at least that's where it first happened.
There is another game like I know what you're talking about.
So some Metal Gear fan was like, I'm going to make an entire game based off this mechanic.
Yeah.
And I don't remember it from Metal Gear, but I remember it from that game.
I mean, dude, back in the day, that boss fight was so cool because when you would unplug the PlayStation 1 from the older TVs, it used to have the like little video 1 up in the corner, the green video 1, and they put that in the game to make it look like your cables came disconnected, but it said Hideo 1, not video 1. So it was just spelled
nice.
Yeah. And then he would like, if you had a Rumble, if you had one of the Rumble controllers, he would tell you to put it down on the like table in front of you or whatever, and then he would shake it and it would like move and stuff. And then he would read if you had like another Konami game on there, he would read your stats from whatever game it was. It's super cool for 1998 or whatever year that game came out.
Huh. That's awesome. Before we get too far in, just want to shout out Tim B and Yusuf H for being our top tier patron supporters. Thank you guys. And everyone else who signed up on the Patreon. You guys all hold a special place in our hearts. And we just want to thank you for your love and support. It means the world. If you're interested or have no idea what the heck Patreon is, I would implore you to head over to patreon.com/showboyspodcast. Check it out. We have 4 different tiers, all different price points, all with different perks and benefits and whatnot. And all that money goes towards helping us be able to produce the best content we are able to for you guys. And basically just pay for all the annoying back-end expenses like hosting and web fees and blah, blah, blah. And Chad's, we're still working on Chad's signing bonus. It was, it's quite the contract. We had to cough up there to pull him away from that strange, but
that's true.
Apparently I got fired during the Game of Thrones episode.
Yeah. Hey man, budget cuts are real. BioCiv, what's up, dude?
Oh, what a sweet boy he is.
Yeah. Oh, Metal Gear Solid talks. Speaking of sponsors, why don't you guys head over to naked-hd.xyz because they're here for a good time.
They're back.
Sponsor. Thank you guys.
Ooh, they're
so
dirty
much for...
tonight, huh?
Oh yeah, man.
Jeez,
don't mess around.
Pulling all the punches.
That's the kind of content you guys can get over at nakedhd.xyz.
I'm afraid to go there.
Yeah.
Psycho Mantis would say stuff like "you save often."
Yeah, he would read that. And the other one I forgot is he would swap your controller port, so you would have to take your controller, plug it out, and put it in the other controller to have controls.
Oh,
that's pretty wicked for the time that
for
came
sure,
out. That's
dude.
awesome.
It was crazy.
I mean, you used to be able to put the Nintendo in a second slot and control the ducks and Duck Hunt.
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember hearing about that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome. So let's dig right in, man. What are you guys playing these days? Usually, Joe, what we do for this is we'll each go around, talk about a game we're playing. If we have multiple, we'll just keep going around and maybe describe the game a little bit, your experience playing it, how you like it, if you would recommend it or whatnot. We'll have Chad kick us off here. And yeah. Take it away, buddy.
So the first game that I want to talk about is the oldest game on my list. It's not really that old. It came out in February. It's Horizon Forbidden West. It took me a while to get to this game, and I don't remember why. Probably because I'm always on some sort of kick, and this doesn't fall. I couldn't fit it into one of my kicks. That was probably the issue. But I eventually got to it, and it's currently, and I'm sorry, Bio, you're not going to like this. It has currently beat Sifu for me personally for Game of the Year. This game is incredible from start to finish. I have slight issues with some of the stuff in it, primarily some of the upgrade stuff that you get a little too late in the game. Outside of that, I thought the story, everything was really a huge step up from Zero Dawn, which I liked Zero Dawn. It didn't really rock my socks off like it did everybody else when it came out. And it, like I said, it's probably because it's like I like to build like a bubble of entertainment when I play a game.
Yeah.
And there's not too much to fit into the bubble of entertainment with Horizon. Like, what am I going to watch? Jurassic Park and Terminator? Like, it's just, I mean, I don't know. It just didn't jive for that long. And it's funny because this is actually the game, much like Horizon Zero Dawn did, that put me on a Game of Thrones kick. Because that's honestly the closest. Even though there's robotic dinosaurs in it, that's the closest thing, like world-wise. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I don't know. I just had a blast with this game, dude. It's one of the best, one of the most fun controlling games I've ever played in my life. The combat feels amazing. There are upgrades from Zero Dawn that you didn't get until later that are already unlocked in this game, which I think is so cool. Outside of that, the story is much better, I thought, in this one personally. I thought there was a couple twists in it, and I'm not going to spoil too much of the story, but there's a couple twists in there that I was like, holy crap, like, are you kidding me? Like, this is awesome. But yeah, Mike, so you played Horizon Zero Dawn. You said you didn't necessarily like it, or you?
No, I think I was in the same boat as you are with it, where like I found it fun, but also it didn't help that I like played it a month ago and like didn't play it when it came out.
Yeah,
probably would have had a different feeling when it came out. But I thought it was cool and it was fun, but I was like, oh, I kind of felt a little like let down. I think some of it, along with the time that I played it in, some of it probably had to do with the fact that I streamed it, and I was after 3 or 4 streams, I cut off doing side stuff and just did the main story.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I would have just naturally played it off stream and like dug into every nook and cranny, I probably would have been blown away a little more. But as the story started to pick up, like the last hour and a half of that game was so intense, and I loved it so much.
Yeah, that's how this is. The second half of this game is much better than the first half, I thought personally. But there's just like some cool things that I wish I saw more in games. Like if you want to buy a specific piece of armor in the game, there are like coin requirements that you have to purchase it with, and then there's also parts for the animals or monsters. And I can't remember if that was in Zero Dawn, but you can actually, I don't think this was, it could be, but you could actually make a job out of it, and it would literally make a quest and show you exactly where to go to find the monster that you're. And I was like, dude, that is so cool. Like if Elden Ring had something like that, it would be freaking amazing. You know what I mean? So that was just like, I hope to see that more, because that makes the time spent off game trying to figure out crap on the internet a little bit less when the game just figures it out for you, you know?
Yeah.
But Joe, you played Horizon. What did you think of Forbidden West?
Well, I thought as a sequel, it's probably one of the best sequel games that I have played probably ever. And I don't know, BioShock 2 is a pretty good sequel, but I mean, it was almost a continuation of the first game with quality of life changes.
Yeah, because that's exactly, yeah.
Like I was like, man, during the first game, I wish it had this, I wish it had this, I wish it had this. And then the second game was just like a continuation of the story, but it had those things.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know, I can't, it's been so long since I played, I can't even remember when Zero Dawn came out. It was like 2017 maybe. It's been a while since I played it. So I don't remember it necessarily controlling like this, but watching Mike play through the game, you can notice that, you know, like some of the screens are still the same, the upgrade icons are still the same in the game. but everything just felt much snappier and much more responsive. The robot dinosaurs in this thing, dude, are so cool. Like it felt like at every corner I was finding another badass thing that I was like, oh, dude, this is so cool.
And
you know what I mean?
Like in the first game, I was so afraid of the flying things.
Yeah.
In this game, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see these things. I don't want to see these things.
Yeah.
Because they're there.
Right. And there's some terrifying ones in this game, dude.
And they foreshadow them, and it's like, oh, you just see it coming a mile away, and it blew my mind.
Yeah, there's one that's like, I think supposed to be based off of a bat, but it's massive, like huge, and it's the most it's all black. I think the
and it uses like
sonar. Yeah, dude, it's so creepy. There's just
that's awesome.
The world that they built here is so cool. Especially in the Forbidden West, I felt like every kind of biome of the area was like a breath of fresh air from where you were coming from, especially the desert and kind of the ruins of Vegas and all that throughout there. I thought it was so cool, dude. And those Slither Fang things, those are one of the coolest enemies I've ever fought in a game, dude. They're so fun to fight.
No, I don't know if you guys had played Death Stranding.
No, I really want to. I'm going to get to it eventually, but
like in that game, if you were just walking through a field somewhere and trekking, like just soft music would start playing in the background, like actual music tracks, and it would like show in the corner who the artist was and everything. If Horizon would have had that just in parts where you're climbing or trekking and doing like little light combats, would have just had that subtle, like different, like actual music tracks playing in the background, it would have been even more mind-blowing.
Oh, like, dude, yeah. What'd you play it on?
I played it on PS4.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Okay, no, go for it.
A lot of the I was not gonna get it, and I was gonna wait for it, like me to ever save up money for once in my life to get a PS5. And somebody at work was like, "You haven't played it yet?" And I was like, "No, I'm not buying it." And they're like, "Why don't you get it for PS4?" I was like, "Wait a second." Like, I didn't even realize that game was dropping on PS4, so I didn't get it for like a week after it came out. And so I went to the GameStop, and he's like, "Oh yeah, and somebody didn't pick up their pre-order bonus. So do you want the pre-order one?"
Oh, nice. Yeah. It's funny because I actually I bought this game at full price, but didn't play it for months later. I probably could have saved money on it, but I literally pre-ordered it just so I could get that pre-order suit. And I was like, that will be there when I'm ready for it. I'm a suit dude. I love dressing my guys up, so I have to have all the suits. So if there's a pre-order suit, I'm going for it.
And one thing I wish that these games would do is like where you could transmog your gear to no matter what armor you can make it look like you're wearing a different armor.
Yeah, that is the annoying thing about this and Tsushima. But I honestly, I get to a point where I just wear what I think looks cool. I don't really care about the stats anymore. You get to a point in most games where you're more powerful. You don't really need the stats on the gear to be that much more.
Skill check too.
Yeah.
Makes you feel more like a baller.
Yeah. So I played it on PS5, and I will admit that I was a little underwhelmed with how it performed and looked on PS5. And I think that, and this could totally be in my head, it might be, but you basically on PS5 you have a performance mode or a quality mode. So it's basically 60 FPS versus 4K. And I typically go for the 60 FPS because I feel like that's what this generation should be about, is playing games in 60 FPS. But I noticed that in all the past games that I've played, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, all the ones that you have this option, Horizon had the biggest gap between the two, where it was like noticeably different, noticeably better looking on the quality mode versus the 60 FPS mode. And I had got online to try and figure out like if I was doing something wrong or if it's really supposed to look this big of a difference between the two. And I read that somebody took their PlayStation, you can put like the recommended output for the TV, and they took it off of automatic and put it on 2160 or whatever the highest is. And I don't know if it was in my head, like I placeboed myself into thinking that it looked better, but I think that fixed my problem. I think the issue was when I was putting it into 60 FPS, it was putting it into 1080p. That's why it was so jarring looking. It was blurry and grainy, and it just looked awful. So I don't know if that's in my head. So if you guys are having the same issue, you might want to go into your PS5 settings and figure that out. It's just in the output settings, 2160, put that on, and it seemingly fixed it for me. I don't know. It might just be in my head. That's a good possibility.
Like I know from a lot of stuff I was watching, it just seemed like by playing it on PS4, I was just missing out on some shrubbery.
Yeah, I mean,
which kind of helped because them guys come out. Some of them just sneak out of nowhere.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really do too much looking at the PS4 gameplay wise, but I think that it looks, at least in YouTube videos, you can notice the difference. There's more differences in the shading and that kind of stuff, the lighting and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, especially when you get on the animation from you getting on the machines.
Right. Yeah.
When you're riding on them, you can definitely notice a little bit of a slower load.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure there's popping and stuff there. Yeah, I don't know. Once I flipped that switch in the settings, it felt like the game looked significantly better on the 60 FPS. So I just stuck with the 60 FPS because I feel like an action game like this benefits more from 60 FPS than it does from the 4K. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've also had my PS4 since release, so.
Oh wow, geez, still going, huh?
One of those OG boys, huh?
Dude, that's the one that you bought with me. Yeah, we went together to get that. That's hilarious. You still have that one? Wow, that's great. I think I
bought two of the same system.
Every
system I've ever bought has survived its lifespan.
Oh man, lucky you, huh? I took the 360 generation on the chin for you. Do you remember all the red rings I got back in the day when we were playing Call of Duty?
And that's why I got the PlayStation.
Yep.
Man, I wish that we would have been quick and grabbed one of those red ring posters. Nick and I were talking about buying one and sending it to you, Chad.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Just when my hatred for Microsoft was starting to wane a little bit, and I was actually like looking for Series X to buy, that poster came out. I was like, dude, screw this company. Like, they're gonna celebrate this and charge me money. Like, can I get a free poster for all the sick that I?
It's an Xbox licensed poster.
Yes, they're selling it. Yeah. And I can't remember what it says. It says some sly thing on it too, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't remember, but we literally were about to buy it and it was sold out.
Like red means death or something like that. I think that's what. Yeah, dude,
that's terrible.
That's so crappy, man. Yeah. Like as soon as I saw that, I was like, whatever, dude.
The Horizon talk, because one of my games was, I recently beat Zero Dawn. I don't remember what exactly it was, but I remember there being at least one thing, maybe two or three things, Joe, where I would be watching you and then I'd be playing and I'd be like, hey, this one thing in the menu, where is it at? And you would be like, oh, I guess that's just in Forbidden West. So like, I think that was one thing that, it wasn't like a mega bummer, but like the menu work and some of the UI stuff in Zero Dawn was not exactly the cleanest or most intuitive or easiest to navigate. So I'm glad to hear that. And when I watched you stream, I was able to see, some of that cleaned up, some of that freshened up a little bit.
Well, that's like when I was watching your game, you were using those tear blast arrows, and I'm like, man, I wish Forbidden West had tear blast arrows. And
dude, those arrows rule.
They were called like some sort of they quit calling them tear blast arrows.
Blast arrows, yeah, they're
in the game, but they're like explosive arrows or something like that.
Dude, I tell you what, the weapon that I used the most, which was like overpowered from the second you got it, was the spike thrower that exploded. Like, dude, you could work over the huge guys with that thing. Like, make it easy. You didn't use it, really.
Never.
It's funny because you have to get it from a side quest. Did you even get it?
I got the explosive one from where you go around and collect all the stuff.
Oh, that's this this was from a side quest. They give it to you after doing something. I can't remember what it was. It might have been collecting stuff.
It's
Is that
at
what
the
you're talking?
very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And I got it. I just never used it.
Oh man, you missed out because that thing, especially on the big, like or what are they? Thunderjaws and Snap Maws. All the bigger ones, dude.
Snap Maws.
Oh,
Those
dude,
are
they're
so fun to fight.
They're so good in this game, dude. They're so creepy. I hate those things. And then the Loch Ness monster looking one. I can't remember what it's called.
I'd be staring them hippos down at me like, just show me them. Just show me them.
Yeah.
Just show me them.
Dude, those hippos are rough.
Tusks or whatever we call them. I don't know. Tusks, do they?
Yeah, they do.
One of my favorite ones to fight, besides the Snap Maws, I don't remember what they were called, but they had the like turret on them, and they would shoot at you, and you could bust the turret off them, pick it up, and then use it as a weapon.
Yeah,
I used to love just ripping that turret off and picking it up and just mowing everything down.
Yeah, that's
these are called, like, I think it's like Reavers or something like that.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Ravagers.
Ones.
Yeah, I think that there's a bunch of the monster or robots in this one that you can do that too, because they have like big woolly mammoths that you can do that too. The Thunderjaws have guns you can shoot off and shoot back at them. There's a lot actually that pop those. If you pop them off, you can use them.
Yeah, the thing about the Thunderjaws is they have a panel on their side, and it's not marked as a weak spot or anything. But if you shoot that panel off, it exposes their heart. And if you shoot them in the heart, it's pretty much like a 1 or 2 shot kill.
It is. Yep.
Nice.
I think several of them have that kind of hidden weak spot to it, which is so cool.
It focuses on those.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I don't remember like I think you could in Zero Dawn, but if you were looking for like a specific part, could you look through your focus and then tag that part on the robot so it would light up and you knew which part it was?
I don't recall like
think you
specifically tagging parts, but I know if you looked at it with your focus and focused on one of the parts, when you would pop your focus off, all the weak spots would be illuminated for a period of time.
You could just see them, and it'd be like, "Hey, you need this for a quest. You need this specific part for a quest."
Yeah, that's just a quality of life thing that more games need, man. Because especially big, huge open world games like this, like I wouldn't have known where to get half that crap if it didn't tell me, like, "Hey, you got to head over this way and try to find it."
Unlike other games we'll talk about probably in a few minutes that don't even give you a quest log.
Right. Yeah exactly.
And that's like a whole other conversation that could probably be like an entire episode's worth of a chat about like the game guiding you versus just plopping you in and letting you figure out everything.
Yeah, I think there are definitely some games that benefit from being played like that. I think Ghost of Tsushima is one of those games. I think Breath of the Wild is one of those games that doesn't really give you the option to. You just have to play it that way. So there are games that definitely benefit from that, but there are definitely games that need quest logs, like Elden Ring, for example. But yeah, I don't know. It just depends on the game, because sometimes I want to be guided and sometimes I just want to find stuff on my own and explore. Mm-hmm. And I did a little bit of both in Horizon, because it was just a freaking cool world to be in. You know what I mean? Like I would find myself hours in, lost in this world, just like totally off the beaten path.
Yeah, and some tall office building that has nothing to do with the game, finding an entire story about these people who work in this office building.
Yeah, it's so cool, dude. And even like the little things, like the little pieces of the old world, like traffic lights that you see like covered, and you can barely even tell it's a traffic light, but you know it's a traffic light. And that kind of stuff. It's just so cool. And then the little twist on the story there I thought was really, really cool. You guys will know exactly what I'm talking about when you play it. I thought that was a good direction for them to go with this. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they do. I think Guerrilla finally has found their game. You know, they had Killzone before. Killzone never really became a thing. They wanted it to be the Halo killer. It never really became that. I love Killzone. I played all of them. But it's definitely not a Halo killer. Yeah. So it's cool to see that. And I don't think they're done with Killzone. They might be, but but we'll see. But I think they, the sales of Zero Dawn and Forbidden West are probably going to sway them away from doing another Killzone game.
Right.
And the end of this game, I think 100% sets up a third and probably final game, if I had to guess. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited. The gameplay, graphically, once I got my thing all figured out, it has me very excited for what Sucker Punch could do with the Ghost of Tsushima 2. That's what, like, while I was playing, I was like, dude, like, I can't wait for Ghost of Tsushima 2. If it's gonna look and play like this, I cannot wait. So that's my first game.
I will say, I didn't use the mounts like basically at all in Zero Dawn. Used a lot of the fast travel.
Yeah.
But I do love the fact, like you're talking about, like seeing remnants of the old world and the environment and stuff. I loved in Zero Dawn how, like, the collection things, like you're collecting like coffee cups.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Things like that. I love it. It's so great.
It's definitely a cool world that they built, and I think they elevated it 20 times with Forbidden West.
Yeah, like how ancient bracelets are just watches.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But bringing up the mount thing, the one thing, and this is going to be a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, maybe you should dip out of here for a couple seconds.
That's a spoiler.
It's kind of a spoiler. Mike, you don't care, right?
It's going to be like probably 10 years before I play this game. So.
Okay. So at the end of
Mike's normal gaming trends.
Yeah, that's true. You'll forget about me even saying this. So at the end of the game, and I'm talking like second, third to the last mission, you get a flying mount, a pterodactyl mount. And dude, after I got that, I was like, this is badass. I love this thing. But it came way too freaking late for me to really enjoy it, because I got like 2 missions left. I already cranked out a very good chunk of the side missions. So like, I would have liked this thing maybe at like the midpoint, would have made more sense than the very end of the game, because not only does it kind of make no reason to fast travel, because now you can fly everywhere and it's super fast, but it makes exploring actually fun, because flying, you know what I mean?
Especially because you can fly around and pick up those fuel cells.
Yeah.
And then drop them on groups of enemies.
And the animation for it is just so cool. Like you can hand glide off of it, get down there, fight whatever you're fighting, and then call it back, and it will come and like pick you up and fly away. It's just so cool.
So do you ride on the back, or does it like hold you in its talons?
Yeah, you ride it on its back. Yeah.
Nice.
I was not going to mention that, because if I hadn't played it and I found that out, I would have been devastated.
Yeah. I had to mention it, because that's literally it. I'm not gonna lie, it almost ruined the game. It almost ruined the end of the game.
Entire game.
Yeah.
They're like, I think that people who used to ride these things. There's people who used to ride these things. Maybe one day you'll ride these things, and I'm like, yeah, I hope you're right.
Yeah. I think it would have made more sense to give you that specific one at like the midpoint, and then maybe at the end give you like one of the big that's the Sunwing, whatever the giant flying thing is to fly around on, because it's like
the Stormbird
maybe is what it is.
You use their attacks too.
Oh, dude, it'd be so cool. That was the one thing that I kind of disliked about that mount, is you couldn't shoot your bow from it for whatever reason. It was really annoying. But yeah, I just felt like it came too late. By the time I got there, it like really rubbed me the wrong way that it was so late in the game. It's like, dude,
you get it to fly to the last mission.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Nice. Biosiv says here, you were for real a fan of Killzone, huh?
Yeah, man. I love Killzone. Shadowfall is up there for one of my favorite shooters ever. So
nice.
1, 2, and 3. Like, here, don't get me wrong. I'll take Halo every single day over any of these, but I did enjoy 1, 2, and 3 in the story they told. But Shadowfall, I don't know. It was just the PS4 launch hype probably got me engrossed in it. Graphically, it looked significantly better than anything we were playing at the time. So,
what was that other obscure shooter franchise? It was like Resistance or something like that.
Yeah, Resistance. So that's Insomniac, who does Spider-Man now. So and I said this on like one of these other what's playing, where everybody's seemingly finding their game to continue into the future. So yeah, Guerrilla, it's obviously Horizon. Sucker Punch, who came from the Infamous franchise, it's now Ghost of Tsushima.
I loved Infamous. That was a fun
And
game.
then there are a lot of people that are like just short of rioting for Resistance to come back. Resistance is great.
That was I enjoyed that game so much.
I think they were awesome. Yeah, I thought they were great. And me personally, I would like them to just stick with the Marvel stuff, and that's what I mean, they've already announced 2 unreleased Marvel games coming up, and Wolverine and Spider-Man 2. So we're not going to be seeing Resistance probably for at least 10 years. But there's like a lot of vocal people online about demanding that game come back, that series come back. So
I just want to apologize if you guys see me yawning. It's not because you're boring the crap out of me. I've recently some medication I was taking, my prescription ran out and I haven't gotten a refill yet. It's been like a week, and one of the side effects is just being like really tired.
Overly tired.
Tired all the time. I took a little nap before coming down here and I'm still tired. So I apologize for any yawns. Joe, I know Forbidden West was a game that you've played in the recent months, but what's another game maybe you've played or are currently playing?
Right now on stream, I'm currently hopefully getting close to the end of Elden Ring. The game is wonderful. I played Forbidden West and I thought this was going to be my game of the year. And then I started watching Peace Love Ames.
Shout out.
Elden Ring. Yes, shout out.
Dude, such a fun stream to watch.
A couple of my other friends were streaming Elden Ring. And I'm like, I've seen the Souls games. I've never played any of the Souls games, but I've seen people die horribly, horribly, and heard about how completely hard they are. And I'm like, for some reason, I want to play this. So I went in knowing nothing of anything. And I would think I maybe have died close to 100,000 times. But it's so good. And the story is cool. And it's like you can kind of do it any way you want, and you're still going to find an end to it. I can't say that really because I haven't found an end to it.
True, yeah.
I consider myself a variety streamer, and I usually play a bunch of different games, but I just cannot get away from this game. And now that I'm pretty far in it, I am going through and watching videos of people who aren't as far as me just to see things I miss or how I could have done something differently. And how I'd struggle at somebody for like 100 times, and then I'd be like, "Oh, just stand in this corner and he can't hit you." And I was like, "I hate you."
Yeah.
But that kind of takes a little away.
It does
from the game if you're gonna cheese like that.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said before we started recording here, I cheesed my way through literally 70% of Sekiro the first time I played it. And that ended up being a really bad mistake when you got to the final boss because I didn't know the mechanics. I didn't have them down. So even with the mechanics fully down, he still gives me trouble to this day. But I don't know. I did play a little bit of Elden Ring. I think 20 something hours into it, I think. And I got it from the library to fully disclose here. I did not pay for it. But I think I got enough to kind of get the itch out of me because I really wanted to play it. Because everybody's streaming it. Everybody's talking about it. There are YouTube channels that are literally nonstop putting up Elden Ring stuff. And it's just a massive game, dude. And it's funny because my nephew bought Forbidden West and Elden Ring at the same time, and he played Forbidden West first and was like, game of the year, maybe my favorite game of all time, yada, yada, yada. It's so great. And then he played like literally an hour of Elden Ring and was like, this is trash. I'm never playing this again. Screw FromSoft. It's so clunky, yada, yada, yada. And I had to break it to him. Like, here, dude, this game is going to win game of the year everywhere. Understand that. Forbidden West is not going to win it anywhere. It's kind of sad because the Horizon games kind of have this bad omen of coming out around like record-breaking games. I think the first one was Breath of the Wild. It came out around the same time, and this one's coming out. Yeah, and this one's coming out around From Software, who's already a huge. It has got a cult following, and this has propelled them into like now they got a huge following because of this game. So, that being said, it felt like the right game to be playing right now because we are going through Game of Thrones. George R.R. Martin is collaborating on it, or he did collaborate on Elden Ring. I don't know what he did on it, to be honest with you. I don't know if they've even said. I think he maybe wrote a couple of the bosses. So it felt like the right game to be playing along with this Game of Thrones thing. And I would like to get back to it. But I will say that out of the Souls games that I've played, which is everything except for Dark Souls 1, this is easily... Up until somebody that I'm about to talk to here in a second, this is easily the easiest FromSoft game that I have ever played, and I think it's because of the way that it's set up, where it's actually an open world. So if you hit a wall, you can turn around and go somewhere else. Where in Sekiro and Dark Souls, there's always maybe like one more location you can go to try to level up a little bit, but you're eventually going to have to face that wall rather soon. And I think that might be the difference here, where you can literally, at least I felt like you could avoid fighting 90% of the stuff you come across if you really wanted to. So I think it's the most accessible Souls game. That being said, I don't think it's easy by any stretch of the imagination. It's still very, very difficult. I literally gave up on it after fighting that, and I don't even remember his name, Draconian tree sentinel. Yeah.
Or demonic, yeah.
So, dude, I got to be honest. That might be up there for one of the hardest fights that I've ever had, and it might be. The other thing with Elden Ring is I think you can go into areas like criminally underleveled if you're not careful, and that might be the issue right now because this dude is just decimating me, bro. Like, it's not even close.
I was streaming that, and there was a couple times I had him to 1 hit point. And I mean, I probably fought him. I fought him for probably about 50 minutes. And everybody in chat is losing it because they're like, you're so close. Oh, I thought you had him. And I'm like, I thought I had him.
Yeah.
Certain rune that if you put it on, you get more damage on horseback. And if I would have had that rune, that extra push of damage would have done it.
Would have pushed you over.
This thing equipped.
Yeah.
And I was like, slow down. Be methodical. You know, the things you're supposed to do.
Right.
And I beat him, and only I used a potion to heal up at the end of the battle, but I didn't even use a potion during the battle.
Nice.
Yeah. Did you fight him on horseback?
Yes.
Okay.
That's like Joe's shtick.
I am horseback. Fight anything I can on horseback.
Oh, really? Interesting. I didn't even really register that it was a thing in the game until I was trying to figure out on YouTube how to beat this stupid tree sentinel, and I saw people fighting him on the horse. So I tried it, and obviously it had no effect. I mean, it was still getting my ass kicked. And I'll tell you,
run in, smack, and when I run out of stamina, I just run away.
Yeah.
Regain my stamina, run in, smack, run away.
Yeah, that works great.
And, whenever he was getting ready to use his lightning attack, I would use the dismount animation to dodge the damage.
Oh man, that's fucking brilliant though. I didn't even think about that because that lightning attack, I was going to say that strategy is brilliant and what has gotten me consistently to the second phase of the fight where he pulls out the lightning. But that lightning kills the horse in one shot pretty much for me personally.
I was using berries. You can feed berries to your horse to give him his stamina health back.
Yeah, I see that. The thing that's annoying the crap out of me is when he dies, you can revive him and you can use a flask to revive him. Yeah, but then it asks you yes or no. Like, yes. I don't want to answer yes or no. I'm in the middle of a freaking battle here.
That's what happens.
Dude, it's so annoying. That annoyed the crap out of me. I was like looking through the menus, like, there's got to be a way to turn this shit off. Like, there's no way it's asking me yes or no if I want to revive my horse. Like, yes.
Yeah, and then you die because you just gave that health potion to your horse.
Right, exactly. I mean, I have 10 of them now going into that fight. didn't help at all. I was burning through all 10 of them. I did see the poison thing that you were talking about. That I guess there's a incantation, I think they're called in the game, maybe, that you can get.
Yeah,
that
it's either an incantation or a sorcery. I'm not sure. Yeah, apparently you can just sneak up behind him and just keep casting poison.
Yeah, and he doesn't even move. It's like you like effectively lock him there until he's dead. But I was thinking about like, okay, do I go respec my character and get my arcane or faith or whatever I needed up to run that spell, or do I just suck it up and try to learn this fight and beat him? And that's the route I have to. Yeah.
You got to the part where you could respec?
Oh yeah.
I didn't get there till last night's stream.
Really? Holy crap!
You've been playing for so long.
I mean, here to be fair,
I've beaten every boss I think at this point, but the last 2, and I missed the second one.
That's hilarious.
I started going through the place where they're at, and then I saw these really tall stairs, and I'm like, I'm gonna leave here.
Yeah,
and come back.
Right.
And I did. I left, and I never came back.
That's hilarious.
And I was talking to
I've only beat like 2. That might be like the 3rd boss that I beat, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my one buddy's been playing with me, whereas he's on like his 3rd or 4th replay. So I summon him to help me. It's
nice.
It's cheesing the boss.
Yeah.
Okay, so last night's stream I found this thing called the Mimic Veil, where you can disguise yourself as like a tree.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So he's up there fighting, and I'm just
sitting there as a tree.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, bro.
Because he's like, all right, I'm loading into your world now. So I'm like, I'm going to be funny and disguise myself as a tree.
Yeah.
He's like, Joe, I'm watching your stream. And I was like, oh.
Whoops.
I thought he like turned down or something, but no, he got to see it, so I ruined it. I was waiting for him to come and be like, where are you?
That's hilarious.
Great.
I didn't want to, because I think once you activate those summons, then you can get invaded by people. Do you get invaded a lot by people?
I have a couple times. I think I maybe did I don't think we did it all last night, but it's super fun because he's like uber powerful. So I just climb up on the high ground and look for him. And then I'm like, hey, they're this way. And he's like, all right, just stay there.
Yeah, I think a majority of them you have to use an item to kind of activate that. So if you don't want to have people invading your game, you don't need to. And I tend to stay away from it because I can't imagine like getting close to beating something and then somebody invades you out of nowhere. It would be the most infuriating thing in the world. So
I know there's a quest line where you can like get something for invading 3 people's worlds, and I'm like, I just can't do that.
Yeah, I was looking at that. The reason that I ended up at the capital so early, at least I think it's early. It might not be. Maybe I'm just getting my ass kicked, but I think I'm underleveled. But the reason I got there is because I'm trying to get a specific armor, that bloody wolf armor or whatever. Did you do the Volcano Manor stuff?
I made it through the front door, and then I shut the stream off, and I was like, we'll see you next time. And then I started up in that manor, and I was like, and then I was talking to him about the other boss, and I'm like, so we went there, and then I think I progressed the storyline to the point where I can't go back right now.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like I think I'm pretty much in the end game.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Now, this is a kind of game that once I'm finished streaming it, it will be played.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm not streaming, it's going to be played. I'm going to play it through a few different times. I'd like to be able to play it through without summoning Mr. Tool to help me every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
doodles.
Yeah, right?
I think what's going to give this game very long legs is because there's just so many freaking builds that there are out there. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways to play this game. If you want to stand on a rock and shoot stuff from half a mile away at stuff, you can do that. And that's kind of where a lot of people didn't like Sekiro, because there is no build in Sekiro really. There's tools that you can do, but you're not putting points into stats or anything like that. You have the same weapon through the whole game. So it's interesting that they took Dark Souls and transitioned it into this massive open world versus Sekiro, where it would have been probably easier to do it Sekiro and do the huge open world, and then maybe Elden Ring 2, you could do all the stats and everything. Yeah. But I think they nailed it. I will admit that even on PS5, I don't know if you notice it, but the game does not really run that great for me. Even in performance mode where it's supposed to be around 60.
Stop every once in a while.
Yeah. I have had a couple crashes. There is an absurd amount of pop-in while you're traveling through the world. So I don't know. I know the PC version or what are you playing on, PC or?
PC.
PC. I heard the PC version was really bad. I don't know if it's been patched at all.
I think I've crashed 3 times in total. And that was when I first started playing it, and I haven't crashed much after that.
Yeah, and in defense of FromSoft, because that's totally not FromSoft. Like, their games are always put together perfectly. Like, there's very little glitches, anything like that. Obviously, there's the cheese strategies, but those aren't really glitches, right?
Yeah.
So, in their defense, this game is quadruple the size just from what I've seen so far, and I'm sure I'm only 20 hours into it, so I'm sure there's way more than I'm seeing. It's way bigger than any other game.
20 hours I am into it.
Yeah, I know my cousin is like 90 something hours into it and just beat the final boss. So
wow,
that's insane.
Let's check it out. 67 hours. That's not too bad.
Oh, that isn't too bad. No.
Biosiv put this in chat a little while ago, but he says, I watched JoJo do the dismount super smart.
Yeah, I never even thought about it, to be honest.
That old noggin over there.
Yeah.
It works. Like, there's so many. It just gives you the biggest invulnerable window.
You're right. That's interesting. Yeah.
And it does it while you're getting back on too.
Did you do any kind of farming?
No.
The
only farming I did was my buddy who was coming to help me dropped a bunch of like 50,000 rune of the gold runes or whatever.
Yeah.
And for the souls, whatever the currency is in that game, souls?
Runes.
All right, well, what are the big coins they give you that you can use to get a whole bunch of little ones?
Runes, I think.
So is the currency souls?
No, souls is from Dark Souls. The currency is runes. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. You've played more than I have, so.
I don't know.
Big things that give you lots of little things, though.
Yeah.
I think the big things, I don't know. But anyways, he gave me some of those, and I've only used them to buy things from the merchants.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's just because I don't feel like selling 60 swords.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I did a little bit of the, well, I don't want to say a little bit. I did a decent amount of the ball farming at the beginning of the game, because I followed at the beginning of the game. I followed a walkthrough that kind of just beelined it through the world and got a bunch of like flasks and all kinds of crap. And then I cut it off there, and that might be why I'm so disjointed with where I'm going and what I'm supposed to be doing, because I cut it off, the walkthrough off, so I'm just like exploring. Yeah. So I'm just exploring. So that might be why I ended up at the gates of the capital maybe way too early. But I probably didn't really even need to do that farming. And I don't think you do in this game. I just wanted to be ready. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be maybe a little more difficult than it ended up being up until the last hour I played it. So yeah, I was just curious if you did any of the farms in the game.
No, I've considered it.
What level are you?
Man, I don't know. Maybe around 75 or 80.
Okay, yeah. I think I'm 60 something, maybe 61, 62. And I thought I had looked up that tree sentinel. The recommended level was 60. I was like, damn, I'm like two above it. I should be able to beat this thing, but it's just not.
When I went through and beat that boss that I missed, oh my, it was like a 7-second battle.
Oh, really? That's hilarious.
The one that you face right before it, I died a couple times, and then I was like, why am I just not hitting this thing? So I just went in and hit it with 3 of me, because I took the katanas.
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
And so I hit it with like 3 of the blood slashes, and it was dead.
Yeah, I don't like that blood slash though, because it hurts you.
Oh, it deals so much damage though, and it staggers.
Oh, does it? Okay. I honestly, as soon as I saw that it damaged you, I was like, no, I didn't want nothing to do with it.
Hello, Twisted Viking. Thanks for coming and hanging out, buddy. Glad to see you.
So,
I will say, I haven't played this game at all, but I've watched Joe and Amy stream a crap load of it, and
both sides of the spectrum.
Yes, exactly. we have
literally
ASMR on one side, and then Amy just losing her ever loving mind through her entire stream, and it's both are so entertaining. But even as a viewer, it's so cool to see you guys overcome like a difficult battle. Like the last time Amy was streaming, one of my favorite things to do is watch you guys while I'm doing the dishes. So I'll just put you on my phone right on the windowsill, and I'll be doing the dishes. Probably not safe with my phone right by the sink, but hey, what's life without a little risk? But yeah, Amy was fighting some like crazy fuzzy looking dragon that would like one shot her with some sort of rot damage thing, and dude, I'm telling you, she fought this thing for like 45 minutes, maybe longer, and like she would get it 50% health, like 30% health, 25% health, and then get one shot by the rot, and have to start all the way over. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like doing the dishes, and I'm like so invested. I'm like, come on, Amy, I know you could do it.
Yeah,
and I mean, I think I might be higher level than she is, and I just played that thing like last week, and it killed me like 30 times.
Yeah,
man. But when she finally beat it, like you could see in her face, like she was just elated with joy. Like she did the Amy thing where she screamed in joy. But like it was fun even as a viewer, like feeling that triumph through you guys, like to like, oh, they finally did it, and they worked so hard and for so long to do this. It's even, I'm just saying that it's even rewarding as someone who's watching someone play. So I can't even imagine like going through that and then finally accomplishing, winning that crazy boss fight, how it must feel.
Well, that's how I feel when I come across like anybody with a shield in that game.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, there was a guy that was like had a shield and lightning power, and it took me maybe 20 or 15 times through upside down controllers to finally beat him. And when I finally beat him, I was like, yes, smoked you. I probably whispered for a good 3 to 4 minutes, trash talking him.
Yeah.
Went over to the site of grace and rested.
Then he respawned.
He came right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, it took me so long that I would never come back.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about these games. You nailed it, Mike. Like that's what makes From Software games what they are, is that you're going to be in the lowest depths of gaming, but when you get out of that depth, you're going to be in the highest mountain in gaming ever. And that's what hooked me with Sekiro. Yeah. And that's what hooked me with Sekiro. That's what continues hooking me with these games. There's nothing in gaming that you can find that is more rewarding than beating these freaking bosses. And honestly, if you're getting killed over and over and over in these games, you know exactly what you're doing wrong, right? It's not like the game sucks and this is not right and it's glitchy, and you know exactly what you're doing wrong. You know exactly what you need to do to fix it. You just need to do that. So they're very fair, even though they seem very difficult.
With that tree sentinel, it's just, okay, slow down, focus. Use what you do. Do what you know you should be doing, and don't get so angry that you just run in there. And like when I got so focused when I was fighting that thing that kept killing me in the tower there, I'm like, all right, just go in and attack it. So I went in, hit it 3 times, it was dead, and then I looked over and I had like 25,000 runes sitting beside me.
Yep.
So I'm like, I was so focused that I didn't even think about those things.
Right.
I do that a lot. I'll die and then I'll die again and be like, oh my gosh, I just lost like $60,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Like, I just lost like 2 levels.
Yeah. It's always a benefit to go spend those runes somewhere before you go into a boss fight, because you never know how it's going to pan out. And I also can't stand like that being in my mind where I have to pick those runes up before I start fighting the boss. Like I just want to focus on the boss because he's going to kick my ass if I'm not paying attention. So I don't want to have to.
While you're getting your runes, he's getting position.
Right. Exactly. So I can't stand that. But the tree sentinel thing, the thing that was annoying me the most is I was getting very close with no great rune on, and like very close, and I put that great rune on. I think it's a Godric's where it raises all your stats. And I literally died within like seconds of putting that on. I'm like, oh dude, I could rip my hair out, because those rune arcs I only had like 3.
I'm so scared to use those right now.
Yeah, dude. I blew through like literally 3 or 4 of them, and I think I have like 1 left maybe. And they might be all over the world. I just haven't found them yet, but I just feel like they're not. And I blew through a lot of them.
Yeah. I don't know. You need to be able to make them. But like,
yeah.
Like as far as this game, like this is probably gameplay wise and just fun thing wise is like my game of the year. But man, Forbidden West does have a great story.
Yeah. Yeah, that's maybe I'm just not that far into it. I felt like the story was a little bit lackluster in Elden Ring. Not any different from any other FromSoft game. This is how they tell their stories typically.
But I mean, if you look at it this way, if Elden Ring to me was nothing more than Shadows of the Colossus, where you just go around and fight a bunch of guys, I would still be completely fine with this.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's what they are typically.
I mean, that's really if because I don't know what the quests are because I don't remember people after I talk to them.
Right.
Like I almost restarted this game and kept a logbook.
Yeah, you really need, and if you look, like I watched a couple like tips videos, like there's an absurd amount of quests in here.
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell you that you have to exhaust the dialogue to move the quest forward. It doesn't tell you that if you don't exhaust that dialogue, that person's going to die and that quest is gone forever. So you know, that's FromSoft. All their games have been like that. Sekiro was the only one that told like a legit cutscene story, and there wasn't an abundance of side quests in it compared to this. There seems like there's a lot in here.
Yeah, I just like I got like some sort of special katana, like Uchikage or something like that. I can't remember.
Uchi katana, yeah.
No, that's what you start with.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you picked that. That was going to be my next question. What class you picked?
Yeah, come on now.
Samurai. Okay.
And, but I picked that up, and apparently, in order to get that, I had to talk to the samurai guy before I killed the dragon.
Yep.
Then get attacked by one of the bloody fingers, and then help him defeat a bloody finger by finding a blood splatter on the ground. And I just was walking across the bridge, and I was like, "That looks weird." And it was like, go to his world and help him. And then I come up against him, and he's laying on the ground dead. And then he's like, "Here, have this." Well, he said, "Here, have this," then died. I mean, that's not how things work. Sometimes they just come back to life.
I wonder what katana that is, because I thought there were only
I've got that thing up to like level 17 right now or something.
Yeah, that's why I'm rocking. So ironically, even though I'm a pretty ginormous weeb, I did not pick the samurai class.
Wow, that's actually shocking.
I know it is shocking.
Very surprised.
Well, the reason for it is because it just feels so out of place in this world. And in my mind, this is like to me, it has like a European setting to it. So the samurai is just stuck out like a sore thumb to me. But I ironically ended up going, one of the first things I did was go to find the samurai armor and the Uchigatana because I realized that the weapon that the Vagabond starts with kind of sucks. And everything I had found up until then also kind of sucked. And I'm a sword guy. I'll always be a sword guy in these games. And that blood loss, that blood buildup is like mandatory. Like you have to have it. So I'm rocking
Kiba.
It's what?
It's called the Naga Kiba.
Naga Kiba. I didn't even know that was in the game because I thought there were only a couple. Because I have like a meteor something.
See, I haven't
katana
that yet.
Yeah, meteorite ore or something. I can't remember what it's called. And then the Uchigatana. So I'm rocking Uchigatana in my right hand and the Wakizashi in my left hand.
I haven't gotten that.
But yeah, the thing that I like about it is you can attack with both of them at the same time, and it does like some fancy animation. The thing I don't like about it is I was 15 hours into the game before I got that Wakizashi attacking with R1. Now I have to attack with L1 to do the both swords, and it's just throwing me off. But I think I'm adjusted to it at this point. But dude, yeah, best combination I've found so far.
I just picked up the River of Blood.
Oh, dude, I want that so bad, but it's way late. Yeah.
But like you're saying, it's so late in the game that I'm like, man, I really like the range. I'm so used to the range on this katana that to switch to something that doesn't have that range is going to get me in a lot of trouble.
Right. Exactly.
But the game's wonderful. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm definitely, I'm definitely going to get back to it for sure. I cheated my way with the library rental. It's due back tomorrow, so I have to say goodbye for now, but
yeah, I think I'm going to be finishing it on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think my Sunday stream will be. Never mind. I'm working midnight Sunday. We won't be streaming Sunday. Probably one of these wonderful morning streams. We're finally going to get through it. We're really close. So.
Yeah. How late is that Rivers of Blood? It's pretty late, right?
It's really late.
Yeah.
It's like. It's before to where you can't go back.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's the area after the capital.
Yeah. It's pretty close to the point of no return.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's not like you have to level it up as long as you save your stones, which I don't. I blow them on everything.
Right.
Like the smithing stones and everything.
Yeah.
I level up things I'm never gonna use this, but I want it to be level 4 when I never use it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I actually made it a point to go find the ones that you could turn into the vendor so you could buy all those upgrade materials. So I got the third one, I think. And I think the fourth one's maybe in the capital. That's another reason I'm trying to beat that damn tree sentinel to get in there and get that thing so I could have like up to plus 15 or whatever.
I have faith in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't played Elden Ring, don't let it get you down. It's a very good game. I highly recommend it. But yeah, it is. That feeling when you beat a boss is just the best. But sometimes I wish that would flash up across the screen when you complete a quest because they're even harder.
Yeah, that's true. It's valid. That's
like,
very valid.
It's like this guy just wanted me to get him like 3 flowers.
Yeah. And he'll say one thing to you about it and then show up in a totally different place asking for your flowers that you totally forgot about. That's the thing about FromSoft. Like they always move. You know what I mean? They're never in the location that you talked to them originally. But
yeah.
If there's one game that could benefit from a quest log, it'd be this one. So,
and like as far as both the games we've talked about tonight, I'm excited for DLC for either.
Oh yeah,
because the DLC for the original Horizon was out of this world.
Yeah,
and was it the Frozen Wilds?
Frozen Wilds.
Yeah, the Frozen Wilds was so good, and to see what FromSoft is going to do. I'm so unfamiliar with FromSoft games that I thought it was FromSoft until I seen it come up on my screen, and I was like, "Been saying this wrong the entire time."
Yeah, they do typically put some sort of DLC in their games. I'm sure Elden Ring is going to get it. Sekiro, unfortunately, did not get any substantial DLC, but I would imagine this one is. And they're weird though. Sometimes like they came out with Bloodborne, Sekiro. I'm pretty sure that those games are never going to get sequels. and they're not really out. If you look outside of Dark Souls, they don't make sequels.
Yeah.
They make games and move on, and that sucks because I want a Sekiro sequel, like maybe more than Ghost of Tsushima. So my hope is that these two are gonna combine to an open world Sekiro sequel, which would be freaking amazing, or just an open world samurai game if they did it. If they don't want to do a sequel to Sekiro,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I don't know.
Well, Mike, I feel like maybe we should move on to you there, bud.
I was just Discord chatting with Nick. I think this might be a record. Oh, we've gone an hour and 20 minutes, and I've barely said anything, and I love it.
Yeah.
I was worried you were going to fall asleep over there.
Yeah, well, hey, man. I feel like it, but it's not due to what's going on here, because these have been some great conversations about two incredible games I'm looking forward to playing someday. The game I am currently playing right now is, of course, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This is on the Switch, and I've been streaming this lately over on our Twitch channel, so little plug, go check out our Twitch channel.
Yes.
And yeah, I've kind of been in a huge tactics like rabbit hole. I've like really fallen in love with this genre of games.
A rabbit.
Yeah, a rabbit hole. There you go.
I'll see myself.
No, that was good. I'm sad that I didn't even catch that one. But yeah, and this is a game I've been looking for, more games to play on the Switch. I've really fallen in love with my Switch. And I picked this game up, like a physical copy on sale for like $13 off Amazon, like months and months ago. This is one of those things, like Chad, I do this all the time, where if I see a game go on sale that's like a really good sale for that game, I'll buy it regardless if it's like actually something I'm actively trying to play at the moment.
Yeah.
This was one of them. I've heard, decent things about the game, and Nintendo games, like original IPs, never go on sale for more than like 10%, and this was like 80%. So I was like, yes, please, I'll take that.
Right.
So I did, and it's been sitting here, and I've been waiting to play it, and we finally made our way to it, and man, it is just a blast. First off, this it's a kind of old game, came out in 2017, but this is developed by Ubisoft, and I have no idea what Rabbids are. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard of
Rabbids.
Yeah.
But they're hysterical in this game. Like, this game is so funny, and there's like, maybe I haven't played many Mario games since like Super Nintendo or whatever, but like the humor is like not what I was expecting out of a Mario game. Like there's some like borderline naughty stuff that they joke around about, and I'm like, well, I did not. What is this? This is a Mario game.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, the humor has been great. The story's pretty cool. I mean, it is a Mario game, so it's not like, transcending gaming, but basically this scientist has these goggles that she's able to use to like create things / like fuse things together, and she leaves her room, and all of a sudden Rabbids come through like a washing machine time machine into the room. Somehow one of the Rabbids fuses with these goggles and starts like changing everything in her room into like real things, and there's like a bunch of Mario paraphernalia around, and then they somehow get transported into Mario's world. And so like there's all these crazy items from like, this girl's room, like socks and like watches and stuff that are massive. And then, Rabbids are fusing with things in the Mario world, and Mario creatures and stuff are fusing with things. There's like all this crazy stuff going on, and you are tasked with trying to get this Rabbid who has been fused with these goggles to like stop the fusing and try to get back to the normal timeline or whatever. But the game is very much a a turn-based tactics game. It's basically Mario and Rabbids meets XCOM, which is a thing I thought I would never say in my life.
It sounds weird.
But it's so fun, and the actual gameplay loop is deeper than I thought we would be getting in this game. I thought this game would be very shallow, if I'm being honest, because it's a Mario game.
Yeah,
like, I don't expect much from Mario games, and I think maybe it's because it was developed by Ubisoft that maybe that's where the depth and the humor and all that stuff is coming into play. Because
it's weird because it's published by Ubisoft as well. Nintendo didn't even publish this game. It's so bizarre. I wonder why.
I don't know. Well, Ubisoft they made Rabbids.
Yeah, they own the IP for Rabbids.
Because the Rabbids are actually from like the old Rayman games.
Oh, that's where they're from. Okay.
Oh, really?
Was Rayman on like Sega?
It's an old game, that's for sure.
Google.
No, I don't think it was on Sega. I think it might have been, actually.
I'll check the Ray Wiki. He has his own. Rayman has his own Wikipedia.
You made it. But yeah, the basic.
Yeah, Sega Saturn.
Yeah, okay. I never owned a Saturn. I just remember seeing the game. I was like, that looks stupid. I'll just play Earthworm Jim, thank you.
Right.
Oh, that game needs a remake. I
thought that there was one. I thought they had like announced one or something like that.
I'm not sure.
Man, that would just blow my mind.
It's weird that Nintendo didn't publish it.
Yeah, it is odd.
Yeah, just letting the Mario IP slip into the hands of someone else. It's very un-Nintendo.
Yeah,
not Nintendo-like. But yeah, the basic gameplay loop. You have a squad of 3. You're traveling through an overworld. You still have the coin gathering that is very traditional in Mario games. And in between battles in the overworld, there's like puzzles to unlock, routes to get to loot and coins, but also puzzles to unlock the routes to progress in the overworld. And the battles are fun. Your squad, like I said, you got 3 members of your squad. As the game is progressing, I'm coming up to the halfway point of the 3rd overworld, and there are 4 total. So we're getting close to the end of the game. But as you progress through the game, you unlock new characters to play with that you can use in your squad. I believe you start with, Nintendo Mario, Rabbid Luigi, and Rabbid Peach.
It's so silly.
And dude, Rabbid Peach is like the funniest character ever. But as you go, like I've unlocked Luigi, Nintendo Luigi, and Nintendo Peach, and Rabbid Mario. I think there's 2 more characters I can unlock that I haven't yet. But basically, you can combine your squad however you see fit using 3 people. They all have different play styles. But the thing that surprised me in the gameplay is like you can buy new weapons for your squad, and they have like different special effects. Like some of them have a honey effect, where if the effect is triggered, that character that is covered in honey can't move anywhere on the map, or like an ink effect where if they get inked they can't attack because they can't see, or stuff like that. You use the coins that you gather in the overworld and in the battles to buy these new weapons. Your characters have primary and secondary weapons, and there's characters that are more supportive that can heal, and characters that are long range attackers, and characters that are close range attackers. It's just, there's a lot of depth for this game that I was not expecting at all. With that being said, it is definitely not a deep tactics game. Have you
lost a battle yet?
Yeah, I've lost a couple. They do get kind of tricky sometimes, and they will punish you if you make a mistake in your movement, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is by no means a super difficult game or a super deep game. It is still a very like basic mainstream tactics game, but it is deeper than I thought it was going to be coming into it. I'm having a blast with it. I love the graphics, look really cool. It's everything I expected and wanted out of this game. But it's just been so fun. Like, I'm so glad that I'm playing this, and it's tempting me to break out of my 3 or 4 year delay of buying games. Like, I might look into getting the sequel when it comes out.
Oh wow!
Or shortly thereafter.
Holy crap!
It's been a lot of fun.
Is that coming soon or what?
That is a good question. Let me check.
You go ahead. I'll look it up.
I've got no idea.
They have announced it. It was maybe at the last E3 or something, or a Nintendo Direct. Yeah, it would definitely be a Nintendo Direct and not E3.
Yeah, it's just on the docket for 2022. No release date yet, though.
Yeah. Oh.
But
they're a little late.
So funny. Like, to watch him stream, I'm just like, this game is silly, but it's good.
Yeah.
It's
very silly.
They're just, they put so many puns and just like pop culture references in some of the quest names and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching, I'm trying to think of the specific one the other day, but I can't remember.
At the end of each overworld, there's a boss battle, and like the first overworld boss is a rabid Donkey Kong, and it was a really fun boss fight, and just everything about this game is just fun. Like, it's a good casual fun play. If you're looking for something goofy but also like has a good gameplay loop, this is a great game to check out. Not only do we have weapons that you can purchase that have different effects, but there are skill trees for each of your squad members. So, like, again, another thing I was definitely not expecting in this game, but you're able to upgrade your skills and your damage for certain moves, and I don't know, it's a fun game. If you can find it for cheap, or if you're not like me and don't care how much you spend on games, I would recommend picking this one up. It's old, but it's worth it. It's fun.
You could recommend going to the Discord and going to our What's Buying and find them on sale.
There you go.
The Switch games are so hard to find on sale.
It is, dude.
There is a great website that my one friend, shout out Ryan, hooked me up with called DekuDeals.com. It's an amazing site to use to find sales on Switch games. I use it all the time.
This morning.
I
was actually on that just this morning.
Yeah, dude, I jump on there probably like every other week just to see what's going on. You can find some cool stuff. They show you the cheapest place it's available, whether it's like on the Nintendo shop or like Best Buy, Amazon, whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's nice.
But yeah, go play this game if you're a fan of the tactical RPG turn-based type games. It's fun. It's kind of short too. Like I said, I've only played maybe like 10 or 12 hours, and I'm almost through. So it's a nice compact game too. So that's what I'm currently playing. What do you got next for us, Chad? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, I had Elden Ring on there I was going to talk about. Well, obviously we already went through that. I did pick up Dragon Quest XI, and that is what I am currently in tandem with something else that I'm sure we're going to talk about here in a second playing. And I'm only like 9 hours into it maybe. And it's fun, dude. Like, I got to be honest with you, it might be I've never played a Dragon Quest game, at least not any of the modern ones. I think I maybe played one of the really, really old ones back in the day. It might be a little bit too childish, but it's just, I'm trying to find something to carry me through this summer of Game of Thrones. And this game has got like 100 hours of gameplay in it. So I was like, it's either going to be that or Elden Ring. And that bought like the Tree Sentinel Light. And outside of just talking about it, I don't even want to think about Elden Ring right now. So I was like, what's something that's kind of similar that I can maybe play. And honestly, one of my favorite times I ever had was watching Game of Thrones and playing Breath of the Wild, which is kind of a kiddie game as well. So this is very similar aesthetics wise to Breath of the Wild, not any similar in any other fashion, but it's just been on. And I think I talked to Bio about it. Like, should I play Elden Ring or should I get Dragon Quest? And I've been wanting to play this game for a while. So I downloaded the demo of this and Triangle Strategy at the same time on the Switch. And I was trying to figure out which one I wanted to play. And I ended up going another direction, but I still really wanted to play this game. So I ended up getting it on sale for $11 for the PS4. And it's like ridiculously better looking on the PS4 than it is obviously on the Switch.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very early into it. What'd you say?
I said, yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's very, very noticeable. It's cool. The art style is very anime. It's right up my alley. The combat stuff is super fun. It's just turn-based, old style Final Fantasy turn-based stuff. The monster designs are cool. Their death animations I thought were like super freaking cool. Like they all have their own death animation. Like they're holding a hammer, they'll like fly back and throw it in the air and hit themselves in the head with the. So yeah, I'm really, really early into it. I think I just unlocked my 5th character that I can play around with. The voice acting in it is like a little over the top, but if you're an anime fan, you're probably used to that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to keep playing it. We'll see if it sinks its claws in. I think it's close to sinking its claws in. It's just a beautiful world to traverse around. It's not open world, unfortunately. I thought it was going into it, but it's more like open area, I guess, where you get a loading screen, but then you have a pretty decent size open area to explore in between. Nice. Yeah, I'm excited to. I've never played any of these modern Dragon Quest games. And another game that's on my list that I know is on Mike's list as well has kind of got me on the same kind of JRPG kick. So I wanted something along those lines. And this is it for me, I think.
Yeah, I've never played a Dragon Quest game, but I similarly picked up Ni no Kuni, The Wrath of the White Witch or something.
Yeah.
On the Switch last week. I actually just took it back, and it looked super cool, and I was like really looking forward to getting into it, but like it just took a little too long to like get into any sort of gameplay, and it totally lost my attention.
Yeah,
and it made me big sad because maybe I just need to borrow it again and just push through.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're going into a JRPG, you have to be prepared for that because they're all like that. They are all like that. There are some games that don't get going until like 30 hours into it. So you have to be ready for that. Dragon Quest kind of has a little bit of that. But you get the cool thing about the demo, and I didn't even time the demo out, so I don't even know how long the demo runs, because I ended up finding out that I really wanted to play it and buying it. But you can transfer your save from the demo, which is super cool, so I got to keep all my stuff. And it's a good. I honestly, Mike, I think you would really like this game because it's very Pokemon in its aesthetics and gameplay wise, obviously. I don't know. It's just a fun. Like sometimes when I just got my ass kicked by a FromSoft game, I need like a little game to like chill out on and play. Yeah. And this has got really good reviews, so this seemed like the obvious one. But yeah, you should download the demo on the Switch and just try it out, see if you like it.
I'll tell you what, I might be heading out of town for work, and so I was thinking of taking my PlayStation, and I was like, man, I need to get a game for my PlayStation. And I like to take my PlayStation and camera, and if the hotel service is good, I'll put on a stream every night.
Oh, nice.
But that's what I was thinking about getting was the Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, but I can't transfer from my Switch demo. And I played that demo, and I just went around and grinded. So my characters are like, I think at max you could get for the demo.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, I think the way the demo is set up, it's not a timed demo. I think it's you get to a specific point in the story.
Demo. It gets to the story where it's like, hey, I need to know what happens. I'm going to go buy this.
Right. So what do you think? Have you ever played Dragon Quest? Any of them?
Some of the older ones, but like I almost
like
got into
16-bit ones or
builders.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And but I watched people play that a lot because I was really interested in it. But it's the free demo. That was the perfect play.
Yeah.
Because everybody's gonna like anybody who was thinking about playing Dragon Quest, why wouldn't they try it for free?
Right.
And it does. It's really good. Like I don't know why I haven't gotten it.
Yeah.
Probably because I don't buy many games.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you definitely should try it. You definitely should try it out, Mike. I think that
I'm gonna download it right now while you guys
there you go. Yeah, I think you might be into it.
Like I can't stream from my Switch. So if I have an option buying a game or buying a game that I can stream, I kind of choose the game that I can stream.
Yeah, that's
true. Is why I haven't gotten that. Like, I mean, I'll get around to what I play on the Switch but for the most part, yeah, that's definitely something I want to try. But man, I'm gonna miss that demo.
Yeah, yeah. If you put a lot of, honestly, man, so far I will say that I felt the need to farm a little bit on the Switch demo for whatever reason. When I got to, I don't know how far you've gotten in the actual demo, but there's a location called the King's Barrow or whatever. Yeah. I got my ass kicked.
I've completed it, but the demo,
oh, okay, gotcha. Where's the demo end then? Do you remember?
Geez, you're asking me to go back like 3 or 4 months in my life.
Oh, okay. So anyway, I got my ass kicked in that King's Barrow or whatever, and ended up doing a little bit of farming, but I didn't on the PlayStation. I don't know why. I don't know if I just got better gear or what happened, or if I just did more casual combat in between locations and I was more leveled up. I'm not really sure why, but I have not. You don't need to farm in this game is what I'm getting at.
No, so, and I don't even know if you need the skill tree to that much.
No,
because the skill trees are a little weird.
Yeah.
So, do you want this ability? Like, do you want to take these three abilities that you can't use so you can get to the one that gives you +5?
Yeah, I can't stand. Yeah, I can't stand that.
Like, I want the bigger strength, so I have to work my way through the attacks that I'm never going to use. Though they're there, so I should use them.
Yeah.
Like, I would find myself if I knew a big guy was coming up, I would sit there and just get all my powers charged up and go. And like a lot of the abilities are cool. Like your supers and being able to combine with other people's is really cool.
Yeah.
The crafting in the game is really cool.
Oh, I love the crafting in this game. It, for whatever reason, it's oddly addictive, even though it's a very simple like mini game you're doing when you're crafting stuff.
Yeah, you're like, do I need this? No, but I'm gonna make 12 of them.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's super fun, man. All
right, it's downloading.
The problem that I felt with Elden Ring and Ghost of Tsushima is they are great gameplay and story games, but as far as immersion, I feel like they don't have the immersion for me, where like I need places where I can like go sleep and go to a bonfire and rest and that kind of stuff. It just it adds to the immersion. So as soon as I saw that in this game that you could, because Breath of the Wild had that too, where you could like go to the little horse things the stables, and they had like inns that you could stay in, and you could pick like a soft bed and it would give you extra hearts, or you could pick up the harder bed that didn't give you. So I just like that kind of shit. I don't know why. When I'm in a game that's more immersive, you know what I mean?
You know what game's really immersive? Valheim.
Yeah.
And Biosiv says you really need to try it. It's fantastic.
Yeah, not my kind of game, unfortunately.
That's what he said. That is literally what he said, and he is so addicted to it right now.
I thought about, because you said when you called this out, you said that the world's pretty big, right?
In Valheim?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I had thought about just getting on there under like a fake name and then just building like this massive thing and then just like showing up one day and be like, hey, I've been playing this game for the past 4 months.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Check this out. I'm going to move my camera a little bit here.
Yeah, he's got it downloading. Oh, you got it ready. Nice.
Oh, look what you did, Bio. Joe's been saying all day.
Spoiler alert.
Peer pressure.
Spoiler alert.
Dude,
I already had it downloaded this morning when I was trash talking it. I need to finish Elden Ring first.
Yes. Shout out to Multiplayer Monday this week. We had, let's see, it was me, Nick, Bio, Deflated Fro, Cozy Contagion from Discord. We were all on the Showboys server goofing around trying to kill a boss. It was hilarious.
Nice.
We were sailing around and Bio was singing drunken sea shanties for us.
Of course, right?
Yeah. It was great.
I know what he's typing in the chat right now, and
I know. The best part about that Multiplayer Monday stream was if you don't sit in a seat on a boat when you're sailing, like you can fall off, like get knocked off by a wave or accidentally jump or like just fall off the boat. And it takes stamina to swim. So if you swim and you run out of stamina, then you start losing health and then you die.
Yeah, it's Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Cozy Contagion fell off the boat in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, man.
And started swimming towards the boat as Nick was trying to stop it. And he died in the middle of the ocean. You lose all your gear. You have to go back to your corpse to recover all your gear.
Man.
He immediately got off.
Yeah,
he was so mad. I've done that. I've drowned so many times in that game, and it sucks because you have to like. I mean, we were sailing, so we were pretty far away from the spawn.
But actually, the running out of stamina and drowning part of that game is actually based off of real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, not Breath of the Wild. Oh man.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, I got the demo downloading now for Dragon Quest. So.
Yeah, man, check it out. Like you said, the immersion thing for me just took it over the top. Like it's just a chill game. And it's got like the most absurdly detailed villages I've ever seen in a game. Like they're shocking how big these cities are, and each one that you get to, you're like, this is the big one. Like this is the hub for the world, and then the next one's bigger and bigger. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's crazy good so far. I can't wait to get back to it. To be honest,
I gotta say my just a quick switch rage rant here. I hate, like right now this demo is 12 hours and 30 minutes to download.
Hey, well, while you're downloading that, I'll wait. I'll talk about it in a minute. Whenever I'm up again, I'll tell you, just download it.
No, go ahead. Are you through with this with Dragon Quest, Chad? Yeah. All right, you're up, bro.
Actually, I'll talk one thing about Dragon Quest. When I first saw it, I was at a game store up in Canton and saw somebody playing it, and I was like, "What are you playing?" And I was
Freedom?
like, "No, it's Universal."
Okay. Nice.
Like, what are you playing? Is it Dragon Quest? And then I'm standing there for like half an hour watching him play this game. And I'm like, oh man, I want to play this. And then I saw free demos on this because I check the free stuff every once in a while. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so, yeah, I definitely do need to pick it up. It's definitely on my list of things to do. Because right now on my Switch, I might as well. Yeah, I'll just start on what I've been playing. I got a couple different things on the Switch. One is like I've rediscovered the joy of Paper Mario, which we won't talk about that much because everybody knows Paper Mario. But
right,
man, I grinded through that faster than I even thought that game was possible to be beaten. But it's really easy when you can just create a save file anytime you want.
Yeah.
And on the Switch, there is a game called Hexseed, Hexceed. It's free to play. And it has a season pass, a year pass. It's a puzzle game. It's Minesweeper, but the mines are 6-sided. and it gives you your first move for free. And there is a possible way to have the information to make every right play.
Oh, that's cool, man. I haven't played Minesweeper since like grade school.
Yeah, and Minesweeper was always like, all right, my first click, I clicked the bomb.
Yeah, yeah, right.
First move. And then there'll be lines that come all the way across the screen that tell you that out of all of these lines, there's one mine.
Oh, that's cool.
Or out of all these lines, there's 0 mines, and then you just hit it all the way up. But since they're 6-sided, it's just a whole new level.
Yeah.
And once you get further, there is rotating ones that rotate on a timer. And so it'll tell you they're touching 0, and then it'll turn this way. And if there's a wall behind it, it'll tell you it's touching 1. So you're like, I know that's the one. But there is just a nice chill music in the background while you're playing. And like, I'll take it to work. And if I get a chance to play a couple rounds, I'll play. But if not, I just leave that music on.
Yeah.
It's Minesweeper, and you're angry, and you're like, oh my gosh, why is this happening? You misclick. But it does give you all the information you need.
Yeah, that's cool.
And as the levels progress, they add like big tiles that are just in the middle, and they're touching 0, then the whole area, and just different things. Like, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's one of the best puzzle games I've played in a very long time, and it's Minesweeper. But they had like a 1-year pass, and for the free demo, there's probably a couple hundred levels.
Oh wow. Jeez.
And then the season pass was like $9 for the year, which I have the GameStop Pro, so I get $5 a month or whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, here's another $5. Give me a $10 Switch card, and I just do that every month. And then so I ended up getting the season pass for that, and it adds like on purchase, it added like another like 800 levels. And they say they're going to release like 100 levels a month, and that pass is good for a year.
Wow. A lot of levels.
You want to buy
that is.
pass when it comes out, it's like $2 or something for the month or whatever. But man, the game is so good, and I spend so much time playing it, and I replay the levels from the ones that I've already beaten, and I still haven't even completed all the ones that I've gotten from the past. But it's free to play, and if you like puzzle games, nice simple puzzle games, you know exactly what you need to do. You still do it wrong. Nice calming music in the background, and it's super wonderful. I didn't think I would talk that long about Hexseed.
Yeah.
What I'm about to talk about now, Chad, do you have any more that you need to do?
No. I just wanted to say that I wanted to play this on Switch, but my Switch is being occupied with another game right now. So I wanted, as soon as I bought this or got the demo on PS4, I was like, dude, it just looks so much better. Like yeah. I think it's worth getting on the PS4, but if you don't have a PS4,
well, because I have a topic that I could knock out right now, because I know what I'm about to talk about. Neither of you guys will be able to talk about it with me, so it'd be just like a quick in and out situation.
Go for it.
I am a big trading card game nerd, and anytime I have a day where I'm not streaming and I have time, I have been just diving headfirst into the Flesh and Blood trading card game. It is wonderful. I've played Magic for like 25 years. I've played Yu-Gi-Oh! I qualified for nationals for Yu-Gi-Oh! Certified judge for Yu-Gi-Oh! Certified judge for Magic. Certified judge for the Pokemon trading card game. But this Flesh and Blood has just taken me in like none of those games have. Like, I've been playing this game for less than a year, and it is my favorite trading card game I've ever played. Like, I've played the World of Warcraft. I've played.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it's just
more
amazing.
Than Magic.
Yes, and I know. I tell anybody that I played Magic with, and they're like, "Dude, you're crazy." And then they play it, and they're like, "I get it."
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I've never played Magic. I don't know that I've ever played any card game, to be honest with you, outside of like poker.
This game
looks really cool. The art on it's really cool, at least.
Yeah, the art is amazing, and it's from New Zealand. So like a lot of the artists are coming over here they just had the Pro Tour up in Jersey, and the owner of one of the local stores in Denison, he actually qualified for the Pro Tour. And so he went up there and got to meet all the artists, and the actual creator of the game was there and signed some stuff for him.
Oh man, that's
Nice.
cool.
But it's just wonderful. It's one of those easy to understand, but you'll never completely get it. Like when you play your cards, some of them go on the bottom of your deck in any order. So if you're a master at the game, you know what cards you're going to be drawing toward the end of the game because you've memorized them as you put them on the bottom. I will never get there.
Yeah,
people can.
People can, yeah.
And they could look at the card because they could look at the stuff you put on the bottom of yours, and not only do they know what they're about to draw, but they know what you're about to draw. And they just
wow.
It's amazing. Like
that is really cool.
Level of some of these people. Now I actually became a certified judge for this, and actually just judged my first ProQuest tournament last weekend, and so that was really nerve-wracking.
Oh, I bet. So when you're judging, are you just like, I know we talked a bit about this before, and I maybe have asked this question before, but I don't remember the answer, so I'm going to ask it again. Are you just like making sure people aren't cheating? You're just sitting there to be like the make sure the like punches aren't thrown type of deal, or what?
That's part of it, and some of it is checking for cheating. People, there's like the card that was won at this tournament. It's a sealed pack that has the prize card in it, valued from anywhere between $5,000 and $15,000.
Wow, jeez,
$500 to $15,000.
Oh my goodness!
And just depends on what it is you get. And so
people will try to cheat.
Yeah, people try to cheat.
Yeah.
Anytime you're playing something anytime you're playing a paper card game, your opponent does not have your best interest in mind.
Right. Yeah.
And let's see, how do I say this without? There's a lot more shady people in this world than there are non-shady people.
Very true. Yes. Very valid.
And it's people not put cards on the bottom of their deck and try to sneak them on top of their deck. That's part of it, is just catching cheaters.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're familiar with any of the trading card games and you've seen the big tournaments, you'll see people cheating on camera for feature matches because they think they can get away with it.
Wow. Jeez.
But a lot of it is like, say there's a card that says, if this happens, then do this. But then there's two other cards that say, when this happens, do this and this. I have to know those interactions.
Track. Oh, man.
So if somebody calls over and they're like, well, it says to do this and this and this. So this and this and this happens. And then the other guy's like, no, this and this happens. I have to know which situation is correct.
Oh, man. That's got to be rough.
And if you accidentally draw an extra card, you're supposed to call the judge and they'll come over and reset the game state in any way they can. I mean, there is warnings. You make sure people are on time for their round to start. If you're late for your round, there's penalties.
Jeez. Wow.
And like this game, like judging Magic is so difficult because Magic's been around for almost 30 years and they come out with about 1,000 new cards every year.
So that's a lot to memorize. Yeah.
Looking at, there's probably a couple 100,000 Magic cards.
Wow.
And if you go to certain tournaments, all of those cards that have ever been printed are allowed. So, hey, how does this card from 1996 compare with this card from 2017?
Oh, dude, yeah, no way, bro. I couldn't remember just the 2017 portion, let alone.
Exactly. So Magic is very difficult. This game's been out it came out in 2019. So I got into it at a very young age for the game.
Right.
And they actually just have a classic battles pack came out that's geared toward getting new players into the game. And they're rolling out the judge program. Like the promos I got, I should just go get them, but I don't know where they're at. Like I got these sleeves, which I won't open because they're. Now this is a card called Fandale Spring Tunic. Like you got these sleeves just for being at the event.
Oh man, that's
Or
cool.
actually, it was
The
just-
art on it's really freaking cool, though.
Yeah, and that's an actual card in the game too.
Nice.
I'll tell you what. I'll just go get it real quick.
So I've always been, Mike. Have you ever been interested in trying to learn magic or anything like that?
No, I played Magic like twice when I was in middle school probably, and it was way too complex for me.
Yeah.
But I was like super shocking probably. I know you guys will never hear this one coming, but I was super into the Pokemon trading cards.
Right. Yeah. Obviously.
And
yeah.
like they would have little get-togethers at Borders and Toys R Us.
Oh yeah.
Like one night a week.
Yeah.
Me and my friend who also played when we were in like 7th or 8th grade would go, and they would hand out like promo cards like Joe was talking about. They had like little books where you would just go there and like battle people if you wanted to, or trade cards with people or whatever. And like you would win a match, you would get a stamp. After you got so many stamps, you'd get like a little pin, like a gym badge, and like maybe a promo card or something.
Those badges are so expensive now.
Yeah, dude, but it was so much fun. So I totally get the allure of trading cards. I wish I would have kept my Pokemon cards, but I like got rid of them, got back into it again, gave those to my nephew, and then I'm just like, every couple years I'm like, man, I really want to get some. So I have like a very limited amount back here somewhere, but it comes in phases, and I don't have anyone to play with, and Pokemon at this point is pretty lame. So I would probably have to get into a game like Flesh and Blood or something of the sort.
The thing about Pokemon nowadays is just, even on the Twitch site, the Pokemon community game that we all enjoy so very, very much. Sometimes a Pokemon comes up there and I'm like,
I didn't know that existed.
That's not a Pokemon.
Yeah.
But like these are the promos that I got for judging. They're just full art. They're really hard to see because I have them in hard snap cases.
Yeah.
But like,
really cool though.
They're full art and they're very super shiny.
What's the back of it look like? Same as that cover you showed us?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
And that's the back of every set. So no matter what set you get, you don't, you don't know.
Right.
But like this yellow one right here, since this is the Judge promo, these are $80 a piece.
Holy crap.
Dang.
Now this is the same exact card, the War Tune Herald yellow. This is $25.
Why though?
That's the collectability factor of this game, because you can buy this out of a pack, or you can pull this out of a pack, and it's just a common.
But that one's not.
Promo that you can only get by being a judge.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, like, for signing up for that, or for judging that event, I got 3 of them. So that's
240 bones right there.
Yeah,
or 75 cents.
Right.
So there's a major collectivity to the game, and that's what I like. There's actually things in the game called cold foils, and they used to have a first edition of a set. When the first set came out, they would have cold foils in the box. Now the game came out 2 years ago, but some of those cold foils are worth $15,000-$20,000.
Holy crap, dude!
Because when the game first came out, they didn't realize it was going to be very popular. So they didn't print that many boxes.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
And then anything that comes out after the first edition, like the first edition usually comes out in one wave.
Right.
And then after that, everything is just rainbow foils. It's not the cold foils.
Yeah.
And
I've definitely been interested in Magic. I thought about maybe trying to get Brady into. I know that he'd probably be in. And I haven't played the Pokemon card game since probably the same time you were talking, Mike, like 7th grade. So I thought about, because he's like starting to collect Pokemon cards, and he's got a bunch of them. So I thought about trying it just with those first to see, because he's like my nerd buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll hang out and learn something with me.
Now I'll tell you what. If you're looking to learn how to play the Pokemon trading card game,
I'll tell you what.
They actually have the Pokemon trading card game online.
Yeah.
And they have tutorials on there, and they're free. And if you buy a pack of Pokemon cards, It comes with the code to actually unlock a pack online, and you can start an online collection.
Oh, that's cool.
And the thing about playing online is it doesn't let you make the wrong move.
Oh, cool.
If you try to do something, like if you try to accidentally attach 2 energy in one turn, it'll be like, no, you've already attached an energy this turn. And you're like, that's right, I did. I'm only allowed to do 1.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a good way to learn the rules for sure.
Yes, because it won't let you make the wrong move, so you won't learn those wrong moves.
Does Magic have that?
Yes, Magic has what's called Magic Arena. And Magic Arena, they actually have big tournaments usually every other month. Like you can qualify for the Magic Pro Tour through Arena. And it's free to play, but it's also one of those pay to win. You know, you buy the better cards.
Right.
But they also have drafting where the thing about drafting is you sit in a circle with 8 people. You open up a pack of 15 cards. You take what cards you think you like the best, and then you pass the rest of them to your left. And then the person to your right opened up a brand new pack and looked at their 15 and said, I want this one, and passed it to you.
Oh, that's cool.
So then you go around and you keep passing around in circles until you till that whole pack's gone. Then you open up a second pack and pass them all to the right. And then you open up a third pack and pass them all to the left. Like take one and pass it, take one and pass it.
Yeah.
So you've gotten you go through 3 packs and you're sitting with 45 cards. And then you use those 45 cards to build your deck.
Oh, man.
And then you play your games.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Flesh and Blood has the same thing. So it's like, I like drafting because you don't have to have the $1,000 cards that you in Magic.
Right.
Yeah. And the thing about the Flesh and Blood promos is you can usually get the same card for a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
But it stops that. Well, I can't beat you because you have the expensive cards.
Yeah, true.
In drafting, it's all about skill.
Right.
It's all about knowing what cards you want, what cards you're giving to people. You can catch signals on what cards you're receiving. Like, wow, they sent me a whole bunch of this, so they must be using this, which means I don't want to go into this because now I'm going to be fighting with them for the same cards.
Yeah.
And then well, if I take this is the second best card. So if I give him the second best card, he's going to start building around that. So he's not going to be messing with me whenever it's time for the packs to come the other way.
Man, so a lot of strategy just in the picking of the cards.
Yeah, that's the whole game in drafting. And that's why I like drafting too, because it's not about the value of the cards. It's about the skill.
Yeah.
And the same thing, some events have sealed where you just open up 6 packs and build your deck out of those 6 packs and play your games. If you open up $3 worth of value out of all your cards, it's probably not going to go that good. But if you open up your first pack has $100 card in it, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Yeah.
But it's what you can do with those 5-cent cards is what matters.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to open up 40 $100 cards. You're going to open up probably 30 10-cent cards, and it's about being able to put those cards together.
Right.
That's really tricky with the limited formats. Yeah. So I like the limited.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys ever want to learn how to play Pokemon, I would definitely go to there. And then Magic Online or Magic Arena does have the drafts and stuff on Arena, which is really cool.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah, I've always been interested. I've always been interested in Magic.
I feel like we're about to lose Chad down another rabbit hole.
Yeah, you might have. You might have. Well, the cool thing about Magic is it will fit in my kind of Game of Thrones bubble that I'm in right now. I could just
actually
and enjoy it.
Magic the Gathering. Let me look at the date. I
love how Joe's like,
a Warhammer.
This will be a real quick one because neither of you guys play this.
I'm sorry.
No. I love it.
I think it's next month. Magic the Gathering has a Warhammer 40K set coming out.
Oh.
Or no, wait. I think it might be the D&D set. I don't know. Let's be honest. I don't know. I haven't.
That's another thing.
They have a set coming.
I've always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons too. The problem is I work in a very, alpha male profession, and there's just not that many people around me that want to do that kind of crap. So
I'm actually surprised that you don't have a wicked mustache, being a fireman?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because we used to do this thing called Movember. It's like a charity thing where we would all grow mustaches. I used to do it all the time, but I haven't done it in a couple years. And my mustache is maybe the thing of legend at the fire department. There's one dude that calls me Ron Jeremy because he thinks I look like young Ron Jeremy with a mustache.
Now you have to grow a mustache.
Yeah. And he was always harping me about it. He's like, when's that mustache coming back?
I'll do it. I'll support a mustache episode where me and you, Nick, just come on.
Just mustaches.
Full mustachioed.
So anyways, it's sometime this year that MTG Magic the Gathering has a Warhammer set coming out. But next year, they have a set coming out called Tales of Middle-earth, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, dang.
Lord of the Rings Magic the Gathering set.
Oh, man. Cool. That's cool.
And they've had Walking Dead crossovers. They've had Street Fighter crossovers.
Dang.
They've had Fortnite crossovers.
Where's my Game of Thrones crossover?
They have not done that yet. But they have a thing called Secret Lair, which is like they'll release like 5 cards that are from Magic as other things. And then like for The Walking Dead, they did like Rick and Daryl and
oh man, that's cool.
Like, pretty much all of them had cards. It was pretty cool. I think they had like I think they might have had Lucille as a weapon, like as a bat.
Oh, nice. Love it.
But I mean, no. But then they had a Stranger Things crossover where they made Stranger Things cards for the new season.
I think I saw that one. Yeah.
But they do crossovers for everything, and it's smart because like people who like they have D&D set that came out, and a lot of the alternate art, the cards actually look like the old D&D books.
So cool.
Like the creatures from like the creature catalogs or whatever, the monster manuals.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I don't play that much paper Magic anymore, but I went and traded for some of those just to have them because they're really cool.
Right. Yeah. Definitely.
Like, here we go to the background again.
Background games on point, though. I'll give you that.
These are from Ponies the Galloping is what they called it.
They're
My Little
Pony. Oh
Gathering cards.
That's hilarious.
And like they actually have a Magic background to like the back of the card actually is a Magic the Gathering back.
That's so great.
They sold these for the Extra Life charity, and it was like $100, but 80 of it went to the Children's Hospital.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
And,
look at you.
I didn't get the ones this year, but they did a for the Children's Hospital. They had kids actually draw art and then put the art on other cards. Like they looked at the card and drew it, like their depiction of what they saw on the card. And
that's awesome.
So it's like colored pencil and stuff, and they're really sweet looking.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
They always do a lot of stuff like that. They donate a lot of stuff to charity, like the children's hospitals and stuff like that. And that's really
super cool.
I've always wanted to do something like that. I always thought like I would just like to go. Like we have a pretty big children's hospital right by us, and I thought it'd be cool if there was just like a way that I could like just go play games with some kids. You know what I mean? Just just hang out with them because they're not probably having the best lives, right?
Yeah.
So maybe lighten their mood a little bit. But I thought children's did have a thing similar to that because I had looked into it in the past, like volunteering to see if I could just go up there and be like, here, can I just like bring a PlayStation and just hang out with your kids for a little bit, But yeah, that One Life thing, I looked into that too. I don't know. I've always wanted to do it. I should probably just pull the trigger.
Bunch of stand-up guys here on screen with me.
I actually did the Extra Life charity a couple years ago.
Oh yeah,
with one guy who had a team, so I joined his team for the day.
Oh, that's cool.
Did like a 24 hours marathon thing, or
yeah.
But it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's awesome.
I've been up to slinging paper.
Slinging paper as always.
Tournament I'd actually gone to since like the pandemic and stuff.
Yeah.
So to actually be able to like hear people snapping the cardboard and shuffling and stuff, and just sounded
refreshing.
Good. Yeah.
He's just soaking it in.
Yes.
That's great. That's so cool. Man. So I got another game I'm passively playing, and I'm playing it on my phone, and I really only play it while I am in the restroom. It's one of those games. But it's I'm playing through Pokemon Infinity on my phone right now, which is a fan-made Pokemon game. And this came out in 2020. It's created by Atomic Reactor. Gotta give them a shout out. But it's a cool fan-made game. It's not a ROM hack. But I've kind of gotten into this realm of Pokemon games and found that a lot of these fan-mades or ROM hacks are like monumentally better than the main series Pokemon games.
Right.
But this one's pretty cool. It's a new region with a new story. You play, and I want to say it's Ego. It's EGHO. So I'm assuming that's how you would say it. In the Neo region, which is cool. But it features Pokemon from generations 1 through 6 and has 90 plus new Fakemon, which are made up Pokemon by the creator. They either created new Pokemon or added like a new regional form of an existing Pokemon, or made a new evolution from an existing Pokemon, which are always fun to see. But yeah, it's been a really cool game, and I just upgraded my phone to a Google Pixel 6, which I've needed a new phone for a very long time. Finally got one. But it runs really great on the phone. You can play most, if not all, of these fan-made games on Android. I think iPhones are a little bit harder. I don't know if it's actually possible in most cases, but if it is, it's just a big workaround you have to do. All of them you can play on PC, but they're a lot of fun. And if you're into Pokemon games, I definitely recommend looking up some of these top fan-made games, just as something different. A lot of them feature have Nuzlocke modes built in to where you don't even have to keep track of those things. If you're doing a Nuzlocke challenge, it'll just it's already built into the game for you, which is nice. But
that's really nice.
Yeah, that is cool for sure. It'd be nice to see them implement that in mainstream because it seems to be a very popular thing. So. Oh
yeah, dude, Nuzlocks are fun.
I'm surprised they haven't.
Yeah, well, it's because Nintendo's just Nintendo, dude. They don't give a shit. They're just going to keep forking out these games.
What they did with Arceus was shocking enough.
Right.
We're blessed that even happened. But I was scrolling through Facebook, and I'm in a Pokemon ROM group, and someone posted a really funny meme, a Pokemon Christian playthrough with a rule set. This is gold. I love this so much. So I'm going to read through the rules. They're pretty great. Players may not let their Pokemon evolve. Pokemon must be at least level 18 before they can breed. And no two Pokemon of the same gender may share the daycare center.
Oh my gosh.
If a player obtains an egg, they must hatch it and raise it to level 18 before depositing or releasing it. Players may not use Psychic, Dark, Ghost, or Dragon type Pokemon or moves. Players may not use Snake Pokemon like Ekans or Seviper, etc. Players may not use fossil Pokemon and must avoid science labs whenever.
Oh my gosh. Unreal.
Players may not gamble at the game corner. Players may not use narcotics, being rare candy or the HP ups or anything that would boost your stats like that. Players must battle and faint all legendary Pokemon. And last but not least, players may not spam healing items in battle. When I saw this, I laughed very hard.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
I'd lose my 10 revive strategy.
Yeah.
I might actually have to try that sometime. It sounds like a lot of fun.
That is pretty cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys know by now I'm obsessed with Pokemon, so
Yeah.
it's hard
Well,
for me to not like something Pokemon related.
Your pitch started with, if you like Pokemon and sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, I love these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I do these daily.
Exactly. It's a good little
Good sales pitch.
Oh,
you
that's
got,
nice.
Mike.
But yeah, Chad, I really hope that you talk about a particular game next.
I'm definitely going to, because we're at 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Nice.
And it is the last game on my list. It is the game that has really sucked me in. But I am taking my time with it. And
Good, as you
it's
should.
Triangle Strategy for the Switch. It is a tactics game, very old style 16-bit tactics game, very Final Fantasy Tactics. Very Game of Thrones, might I add, like almost absurdly so sometimes. Dude, I love this game, to be honest with you. Now, to build the picture here, I intended to get your copy from the library that you rented. Unfortunately, when I went there, it was checked out. It wasn't due back for like 2 days, and I ended up finding Elden Ring. So I ended up buying this. I was either going to buy Elden Ring or this, and this is what I ended up buying. And I'm glad that I ended up buying this because I do want to take my time with it. I didn't want to feel rushed on a 2 hour or 2 week window that I had to finish this game. Yeah, dude, I'm loving every minute of this. I didn't realize how much I missed these kind of games because it's been years, literally. The last tactics game that I played was like one of the Fire Emblem games for the 3DS. The last one before that was Final Fantasy Tactics. So, yeah, dude, it's just been super refreshing. It's a super chill game. It's all voiced, which I absolutely love because it's rare in these kind of games. It's not all voiced. There are some segments of the game where they're like exploring segments that aren't voiced.
But it's like 80%.
80% easily, yeah. Easily. And I think the voice acting is really cool. I think the story is awesome, especially when it starts to get going, when things start heating up a little bit. It does take a while to get there. And like any other JRPG you're ever going to play in your life, you're going to be in those cutscenes for a very long time sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm like, I think 20 hours. No, I'm not 20 hours. I don't know how many hours, maybe 10 hours. I don't know where I'm at time-wise. But yeah, dude, it's just fun. And a lot of the mechanics that they have built up in it. And it seems like even where I'm at in the game now, they're just adding more and more crap. Like every turn, there's like a new tutorial screen. I'm like, dude, I'm like 10 hours into this game. How am I getting another tutorial screen? But yeah, you could probably talk on what you like about it a little bit more. Cause I'm very, like I said, I feel like I'm very early into it. I just got to where, shit started hitting the fan, if you will. The king got his head lopped off, so that's right where I'm at.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If you if I think I texted you yesterday to ask like if you protected Roland or gave him away. That's where I'm at. So try to keep it south of that. Even though I just spoiled the game for everybody, don't spoil it for me. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Have you played this, Joe?
I played a little bit of the demo, and it was slow to me.
It was very slow to me.
Like, I hear you guys, not just now, but before, talking about how the story evolves and things start going crazy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I should definitely get back in and at least finish the demo.
Yes, definitely.
But I'll tell you what, I really do think, like, the games like these, when you have the 8-bit graphics and you're not going to get these glorious cutscenes of everything, you know what I mean? They have put so much time into stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
And into the voices, because you got to think of how much budget they're saving.
Right.
By not having all this stuff.
Yep.
And so it's just really good to hear that, you can have a good story and not have all this other stuff. I mean, I really enjoyed like Final Fantasy Tactics back in the day,
Yeah.
and it's the same. I mean, playing it, I mean, that's just what it throws me back there.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's a modernization of that title. It's Square Enix finally coming back to what everybody's been asking them to do for freaking 20 something years now. With Octopath and Triangle, they're finally on they need to work on their names maybe a little bit.
Please.
Yeah.
This is possibly the worst named game I've ever played in my life. It's literally like they were like on the drawing board. They're like, okay, there's going to be 3 houses, Triangle, Strategy. Just leave that up there for now. And then it just somehow got to the final release being named Triangle Strategy, which is like the most obvious name you can name it.
And for being the old school bit graphics, like it's the 2D HD graphics.
2D HD, right, which is important. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It is gorgeous.
It's glorious,
I love
bro.
this style.
Yeah.
This style is so good.
If you look back at pixel art games, so like the older Castlevania games, those kind of games, I don't think you guys realize how expensive that shit is to do today. It's very expensive to do the legit pixel art like they did back then. That's why nobody does it anymore. That's why we get the 2D HD thing. So if you look up like the pricing on what it would take to make a pixel art game in today, it's absurd. And you wouldn't think so, because you would think the Horizons are the more expensive today. Yeah, it's very, very, there's a couple of YouTube videos that break it down. That's very, very interesting if you're into that kind of stuff. So this is like the perfect combination of everything, where it's, they're not breaking the bank with the pixel art, but it almost kind of still looks like that pixel art.
Yeah, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
I really like the battle mechanics in this game. Albeit this is the game that got me into tactics. Like, I had only dabbled with tactics prior to Triangle Strategy, and it was a long, long time ago. So this is now the game that I base all my tactical experience off of. So I'm not sure if this game did anything new or innovative or groundbreaking in the combat, but whatever they did, I really enjoyed it. And after playing, because after I beat this, I was really feeling the need to get into another turn-based tactics game.
Yeah.
And remembered that I have the Banner Saga 1 and 2 on Switch.
Yeah.
And that combines 2 of my favorite things right now, Vikings and tactics games.
Right.
So I was like, all right, let's fire up Banner Saga 1. I did, and those battle mechanics are garbage compared to this game. I went in there trying to like play those fights out like I would play in Triangle, and I'm like, oh, why can't I, like, just simple things?
I don't get an automatic crit from behind. Like, what is this garbage?
That is amazing. But even something simpler, like, you can't even, like, how in Triangle you can move your character to where you want it to be to like see where you can attack and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you have to like confirm that you actually want to move it there.
Right.
You can't do that in Banner Saga.
No.
So I'm like, if I move my guy here, will I be able to? And like, it's just not as clear. The information is not as clearly displayed as it is in Triangle. So like, after a while, I was like, okay, well, I can kind of hover here and it'll loosely show me what I can do. But it's like, it took me forever to like realize it, because you have to actually like look for it. It's not as like blaring and out in front like it is in Triangle.
Yeah.
But like the backstab mechanic, like the crits from behind are cool. The like if you have a person in front and behind and you attack, like the person on the opposite end will attack too.
Yeah.
And things like that, like lining up these fights. It was super fun. And all the characters in Triangle, I feel for the most part, are pretty unique in the fighting mechanics and ability wise. And there are a lot of characters that you can shuffle through your team. I kind of stuck with basically like my main core and maybe rotated like 1 or 2 characters out. But yeah, the story in Triangle was really cool, and it took a while to start, but once the story starts to unfold, it's like really good.
Yeah.
And very Game of Thrones like. Now that I'm almost 2 seasons into Game of Thrones, it's like pretty much
spot on. Yeah,
the 16-bit version of Game of Thrones.
It really is 16-bit.
I'm so excited too that you so you get to a point in the game in the story here where you of course there are 3 houses or families or factions or whatever, and hence triangle. And you have to pick between 2 factions to go to, and I'm so excited.
Hence strategy.
Yep. See, there you go, triangle strategy.
You getting it?
But I'm super excited that you picked the other faction opposite of what I did. So I can't wait until you get all the way through and I can like hear from your point of view what happened.
I'm trying. It's funny because I played the demo on the Switch originally and I ended up mistakenly taking the place that you took.
Yeah, I went High Zant.
Yeah. So I accidentally also went High Zant, which I didn't. I didn't realize that the game has a really cool system with the decisions that you're making. They feel like you're actually making decisions and it's kind of driving the story. And B, you have the ability to persuade your team one way or the other. So you basically vote on it, the entire team, and whatever the vote is at the end, that's what happens. You don't get to change it. So you have to go through and collect information in the exploring areas that we were talking about where it's not voiced, and come back and try to convince people to go whatever direction you want to go.
Oh, that's cool.
It's super cool, dude. But unfortunately, even though the game told me that in the beginning, I didn't know that. I didn't know that once you voted, you're locked into whatever that vote is. Mm-hmm. And I had like a third dude. There's always like one guy that's like, I haven't made my mind up yet. And for whatever reason, I'm like, okay, well, then I don't need to convince him that I want to go to this other place. He'll just pick it. Well, sometimes he doesn't pick it because he hasn't made his mind up yet, and he makes up the other. So that's what screwed me there. So when I ended up buying the game, I restarted so I could pick that other area that I wanted to go to. So yeah, I just think that's such a cool system, man. It's just the perfect combo of like 90s gaming, modern day with the voice acting, and then making your decisions actually have weight behind them. Yeah. Like, dude, I really racked my brain on this last decision that I had, like the Roland thing. Like I went back and forth. It was like, they were convincing me, I was convincing them. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I couldn't give up my boy Roland, though.
Like, I couldn't either. Yeah, like, that's what I went with.
Yeah, he's my best bud. He's my brother. I mean...
Just seeing everything that played out before that, I was like, dude, no way I'm handing this guy over. Like, no way. And he's like one of my favorite guys.
Oh, yeah, he's a really fun character to use.
Yeah, very.
So that was another big part of the decision. Like, I kind of don't want to not be able to use him.
Yeah. And then I also it's been
1 week since you looked at no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's been more than 1 week, definitely.
Anytime it says it's been that song pops in my head. I'm sorry.
Like 20 I don't even know when Final Fantasy Tactics came out, like 97 maybe, 95. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I think it's much earlier.
Really? So it's been a long time since I played a tactics game. Outside of Fire Emblem, I don't remember any of them having the positioning thing too, where you finish your move and then you can position your character.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that adds. What was it?
1998.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been like that since then that I played a tactics game outside of Fire Emblem, which is kind of different. I did miss. I did wish that this game had a permadeath thing to it. I think that would make everything much more heavy. But the positioning thing just adds so much depth to the gameplay because you're like trying to position yourself so you're not getting hit in the back. Nobody has access to your back.
Yeah, Tactics had that with you turn at the end of your turn.
Okay, yeah. I figured it did. I couldn't remember or not, but yeah, it's definitely got me on looking at more of these games. It's funny because they just came out with another Final Fantasy Tactics game. Unfortunately, it's mobile. It's called War of the Visions. It looks really good. I don't know if it is, but I'll probably go that way after I finish this game because it's got me itching. I would like to go. I do have a PSP and War of the Lions, which is the PSP remake of the original Final Fantasy Tactics. And the original Final Fantasy Tactics, I believe, was based off the War of the Roses, which is what Game of Thrones is based off of. So,
nice. I did get that ROM for the emulator on the PC.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. So I definitely want to bust into that.
Yeah, it's, this is me just being grumpy, but it's not voiced outside of the cutscenes, and that's kind of annoying to me. But for the time, it's understandable. Yeah. But it's just something about like this feels like a AAA game, but with 90s everything else.
Yeah,
and it's so cool.
Yeah, I forgot how much I appreciated the exploration aspect.
Yeah,
because there were quite a few times where I didn't find everything in the exploration thing. So dialogue options during the voting parts were locked, so I couldn't convince people maybe the way I wanted to, or which it was super cool. Like, man,
definitely.
There's so many cool things about this game mechanic wise that make it super fun. But I'm definitely most excited to see if the end of the game is different because of you going with S Frost.
Well, it has to be.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I know there are different endings, but I don't know what bearing each single decision makes. Like if I make all the same decisions that you made from here on out, it might be the same ending, is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I wanted something to fill that Game of Thrones thing, and instead of doing like The Witcher, which is like, this feels like a military game. Like you're a military commander, and that's so cool to me because that's Game of Thrones to a T, you know?
Yeah, and oh shoot. What the heck was I gonna say? Oh no. Oh no. Wow, I can't remember. I like the way this isn't what I was gonna say, but I like the way you can like upgrade your characters and their weapons and things like that.
It changes the way they look too, which I love, obviously.
For sure.
Yeah. It's cool because I bought the hard copy, and you said there's a lot of characters. The hard copy, I think that the inner sleeve of the hard copy has all the characters on it. There's a lot.
No way.
There's a lot. Yeah, I'll send you a picture when we're done here. It's got all the different characters on it.
I was just gonna say that because of the choices and the decisions changing the outcome of all of your interactions in the game, like it adds massive replay value, and I want to replay it again. Because even if I went High Zant again, there are different things I can do that would probably give me a different outcome.
Yeah.
So, looking forward to that. I also want to know, like, what your squad, like, I mean, I know you're not too incredibly far in the game yet, so you might not have most of the characters unlocked, but like, who do you like to use so far?
I typically always run with Roland. That's why the decision was difficult. The first healer you get, I can't remember her name, Sarah Noah. I've been dabbling in the healer that you get back at the encampment on the horse, because I think that in my mind, it would be nice to have a healer on a horse because they can move further. So I've been dabbling with her a lot. I've been doing a lot of, you said you didn't do a whole lot of farming through your playthrough, right? Because you were kind of...
I was on a time crunch because of the library.
Right.
I did an okay amount of farming. Like, I didn't not farm, but I also didn't farm a ton.
Yeah.
I need to see if my library has game rental for reals.
Dude, North Canton has got a crap ton of games.
Yeah, just move
absurd
down here,
amount.
bro. Up here.
So much so that, Mike, you know the Switch section there? That used to be the PS4 section. Do you see the PS4 section now? It's like a whole freaking wall. Yeah, it's massive.
Also, don't forget to check in the kids' room for Switch games, because they have some up there.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Joe, you're down here anyways, like once a week at least. Just get a North Canton library card.
Yeah.
Or just live here.
So anyway,
idea.
So I always run Benedict because I like his.
Holy cow!
His what?
They have Switch games.
Yeah, I told you that. I would imagine most libraries have have games now. Benedict, I really liked the Raging Beast and the Bulwark, the defensive and raising the attack power. So I always have him on. Frederica's a badass, so I always have her. Gila is the healer I was talking about. And then I go back and forth with the shield guy, Eridor, because he has that provoke ability. So I like using him as like the tank. But he just doesn't do too much outside of that. Like his damage kind of sucks. His movement kind of sucks. He does have an ability, I think, that he can use that increases the amount of movement that you can do in a move for a set amount of times. But I do like putting him up front, Cyrano and Roland behind him, and then I fill in from there. Just because I like provoking and getting them all mad at the shield dude. Yeah. He's got like the personality of somebody that would do something like that. So it fits pretty good. And then the character that I got from going to Asfrost versus Hyzant was Rudolph, and he's like a decently hard-hitting bow guy, nice. Which is funny because it's total contrast from what you get going to Hyzant, which is like a magic an ice mage. Yeah. And when I got there, I was like, oh man, I don't really need another bow. Like I don't really need another bow because I got the lady on the hawk. Yeah, but this guy's got like a normal shot and then a straight shot from like a longbow that does a lot of damage, and then he can also put down steel traps. So in the part where you're sneaking into the castle and you're trying to get out of the courtyard of the castle, get Roland out of the courtyard, it was perfect because they were following me, and I was able to lay those steel traps down behind us as we were going. That's awesome. And then I really like Anna, and Anna is because she has that stealth ability where she can go invisible and sneak around for 3 moves, and she can go like just move so far. Yes, she does move very, very far. And then outside of that, I've been dabbling in the I don't know if it's Julio or Julio, the dude that kind of the turncoat guy. I like him because he's got the TP thing, so you can. I usually stick him right by Frederica because she's always running out of TP, and he can replenish the TP. So, that's what I'm rolling with now. I think that might be all the characters I have unlocked, actually. So,
worse than when you get invested in somebody's story, but their stats, you're like, I just don't like the way this person plays. But I feel like I need them to. Yeah, that's how Benedict was for me. Like, I wasn't a fan of his gameplay, but like his story arc is fascinating. Yeah, I rarely use the kind of stat buffs in these games, and for whatever reason, I feel his stat buffs are really powerful. So I always he's like mandatory on my team. Because do you continue with somebody's story even if they're not a part of your team, like your main team? Yeah, they're all kind of in it together. Yeah, you know what I mean. All right. Yeah. Once you get them, they're all like part of your group, so they're still in there in the cutscenes and in the voting sections and stuff too. So, in this new, we can wrap up here in a few minutes. But in Icefrost, like, is the story centered around the Roselle at all? No. Oh man, see, that's so interesting. My whole arc, like I won't give away too much, but it just involves the Roselle a lot. Yeah. And it was a really cool storyline. Like I really, really liked it. But yeah, I was just like, I wonder what goes on up there. Like I really want to know what goes on up there. Well, the good thing is that's literally the first decision you make. So if you go and replay it, it won't take you too long to get there. But I honestly going back and looking at both, I do like that bow dude. The story, I thought Hyzant maybe had a better thing going on with their story, but I just miss that ice mage kind of, you know what I mean? And I'm kind of waiting because I think hopefully I get another one here sometime soon, but we'll see. Yeah, the ice mage had a really cool wall ability. Yeah, that's what I'm missing. I really like that. Yeah. And like in these games, like being able to slow your opponents or make them take a different route to where you could funnel them together.
Yeah.
Best. Like, and then even in the what was it? The Game Boy Advance one, the Tactics Advanced.
Yeah.
It was so easy just to send your team backwards and they would advance, and then you could just funnel them and just just rain arrows and fireballs, and
yeah,
you could just cheese the strategy of the whole game.
The one dude that I just unlocked yesterday has the ability to do that kind of stuff. I think like put up barricades, put up ladders so you can get to higher points on the map and stuff. And I was like, oh man, like that sounds enticing. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that adds a lot of depth to this too. If I can put ladders up and get to different spots and stuff. So now, I might be dabbling.
Do you have so many turns to complete it, or because I know in some of the newer one, there's some of the other tactics game, they stop you from doing that strategy because they give you have so many turns or you lose this battle, which is really smart.
Yeah, it is. I can't stand that mechanic though, personally. So I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that this doesn't have any kind of move set. I played a game.
AI smart enough to not follow you.
Yeah.
I think that was the main problem. It was
right.
like you're like, I'm going to make you walk right in front of this guy that is just going to attack you from 4 squares away as soon as you come around this corner.
Yeah. I played I think it might have been a turn-based, not a tactics game, but it did have a tactics thing on like the map moving between locations, and it had that move set where you had a certain amount of moves and you had enemies working around the map too, so you had to like position them and they would follow the same path, so you'd have to like go back a space and wait for them to go by and then go up again. And I had to be honest, damn near broke my will to ever play another freaking video game in my life. Like literally, like the game was so fun, but those map sections were horrendous. So I think I'm like traumatized from that element of that game. So
nice.
I'm glad that that's not in there. But
when you're talking about like map manipulation, Joe, there are different like elements, and one of the things I like is like, so if you use the ice mage, so like at the end of the game I had an ice mage, Frederica is a fire mage, and then there was a shaman character that would use lightning ability, and there's also like wind ability too. So like if you use an ice attack and then use a fire attack, the ice attack freezes the ground. The fire attack will melt the ice, turn it into puddles, and then like lightning attacks and water spread to any tiles that have water. So like there's a lot of cool manipulation you can do with your spells and like things like that I found very fun.
Yeah, it's definitely much, like you said, with whatever you Mario and Rabbids, much deeper than I was anticipating it being. So I hope that they stick to this kind of stuff, man. And I think they are, because they did Octopath and now they did this.
Yeah, Octopath is one I really want to play.
I downloaded the demo, and there's already things that annoy me about it that are in triangle, like automatic cutscene, like where you can just get you don't have to keep hitting A to go through the voices. Yeah, and something else that was annoying the crap out of me. I was like, maybe I should have played this first and then triangle strategy. But
yeah, I've started Octopath like twice.
Yeah,
so then like haven't made it very far in. But there
and Rabbids and XCOM, you're falling into quite the.
Yep, he is
quite the turn-based. Here.
XCOM 2 is on my list of stream games this year, so I'll probably do Mass Effect 2, then find like a palate cleanse game, and then hit XCOM 2.
I miss these kind of games, man. You know what I mean? It's a lot, especially the turn-based stuff. It's kind of a lost art nowadays. Persona is really the only one that's a big name doing it. Final Fantasy has moved on to an action system versus turn-based. So, it's refreshing to play these kind of games that we played when we were kids.
Yeah. And then real quick, just wanted to talk about Banner Saga. That game is It's one of those games where the story is so cool, but the gameplay is so lame.
Yeah.
Like, it was very hard for me to push through that, and it was literally just the story that was getting me through. The story is so cool, but it was the best way I could describe Banner Saga is Viking Road Trip Simulator.
Yep.
It's like, have you played it?
Yeah, I played the first Banner Saga.
Okay, yeah. It's like 80% of the game you're just watching your caravan move across the screen, and you just
it's like
get prompts like, oh, 9 people died because some burglar came.
Dysentery. Yeah, what's that game, Joe?
Oregon Trail.
Yeah.
Viking Oregon Trail.
That's exactly what it is. It sucks though because I thought the art style was really cool on it.
So pretty.
And I never played 2 and 3. I think there's 2 and 3, right? Because I was so turned off by the first one, really. So I don't know if they fixed it, fixed some of the gameplay elements in it in 2 and 3, but
I hope so. I bought 1 and 2 again on sale that I found on Deku deals. They were both like $5 each or something. So yeah, I hope 2 makes an improvement in the mechanics and stuff. But the story was super cool. Like, I loved the story, and the art was really cool. So while I was watching the caravan travel, for
at least looked
the
cool.
8 hours of the game that it did that, I was like, oh, well, at least it looks nice.
Yeah.
Was the music good?
I don't remember the music, to be honest
Same.
with you.
So it's not that great.
Not that great.
Yeah, what game has some great music? Valheim. Seriously. Maybe it's just I played it so much that it's just ingrained in my brain.
Well, you guys have talked me into it. Civ was the last straw, man.
I am shocked that he loves it.
I am too.
Because when I told him about it when me and Nick first really got into it, he had the same reaction Chad did. It was like, no, that's not my game. There's no way I would get into that.
Yeah.
And now he literally played it all day today.
I think my thing is like I used to be super addicted to RuneScape.
Yeah.
And it looks like I could get addicted to this, like I got addicted to RuneScape.
Yeah. I've never
Nick's just behind the scenes. Yes.
I get very bored with those kind of games rather quickly. So I don't know that I would. Nothing's ever hooked me.
Well, I don't know if he saw that I
with.
downloaded it or not.
Yeah. I'm sure he did.
Oh, I put it in Discord.
Yep.
Let's wrap up here. We're about to hit 3 hours.
That's too long.
Yeah, no one's gonna listen to this.
If you're still here, congratulations.
Roan. Those are some of the games we've been playing. I'm sure there's more. But thanks for coming on with us, Joe. It was
no problem.
Nice time chatting some
absolutely.
Horizon and Elden Ring with you.
We'll be back when you finish Triangle Strategy.
Yeah. Man, or
Dragon Quest. One of those two.
I'm gonna try to, once I finish that, go back to maybe streaming some card games for a little while.
Nice.
And then probably get in, just figure out what this Valheim's all about.
Oh, it's so fun.
Like, I don't even understand anything about servers or anything like that.
Yeah, neither do I.
Oh,
Nor do I have the interest to learn.
It is such a blast. I can't wait to go on adventures with you, Joe.
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
It's very convincing.
I'm not ghosting you.
Oh man, I've been ghosted a few times in the recent past, and my heart is still broken.
Yeah. I'm hurting from that one.
Yeah, I'll recover one day, maybe.
Just think, maybe he's got like a big inbox.
Yeah,
he just hasn't got to it yet. It's still sitting there.
Maybe. I mean, it's been several months after already replying, but we'll go with that.
It's been several months.
The other one is, just like directly to text message So that's just
that's even worse.
That's painful.
Yeah.
Crying in the shower, painful.
Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, guys, now we're gonna wrap up here. Hope you heard some fun stuff about some fun games, maybe some that you might want to try. We have episode 2 of the Game of Thrones refresher, reaction, recap, whatever you want to call it, companion series. That's coming up on Sunday night at 9. We'll be going through season 2, which I'm super looking forward to. I just finished episode 8 last night, or I'm about to start episode 8 of season 2. So I got 3 episodes left by Sunday. Real excited, really getting into it.
Season 2 is my favorite one. So
yeah,
I think so.
We have the newscast coming up Monday, which should be cool. And yeah, we just hope to see you around. If you like what you heard, please consider subscribing here. We have a YouTube channel for all of our gaming content, Showboys Gaming. Go check it out. Go follow UglyKidJoeCross on Twitch, as well as our other lovely stream team members, BioCiv and Peace Love Ames. They're all really awesome and super entertaining, so make sure you tune in whenever they're online streaming. Other than that, let us know what games you've been playing down in the comments here. We'd love to hear from you, and join our Discord, check out our Patreon, etc., etc. We'll see you on Sunday, hopefully. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye.
Guys, I just had such a great time hanging out with you and doing the show and stuff. And any other time you'd want to have me back, I would just be so eternally grateful. And everybody who watched, thank you so much for watching. It means so much to all of us. Be sure to sign up for the Discord and the Patreon. And come check me out on Twitch. We have a great time. Check out the BioCiv. Check out Peace Love Games. Check out the Showboy podcast. Just check everything out. And thank you so much.